Hello, happy Friday. How's it going, friends? I hope the week was good. Welcome in. This game is very good. I'm excited for it, dude. I know it's not like a really long game or anything like that. I know the playthrough won't take forever. Probably like an hour, I'm going to guess. What is it called? Unhinged. Unhinged. 30 plus, supposedly. That's what I was seeing too. Yeah, I was seeing the same thing. Need a Mecha Chameleon scene? I've thought about that actually. Kitty. Yeah, I've thought about it. Do a little review of some games, see if I want to change up, get some scenes added. I could reach out to the artist, see if they'd be down. We'll see. Splat, hello. Godly Juju, Ms. Dangerous. Thank you guys so much for the resubs, dude. My God. Ms. Dangerously. Ciandillo, hello, friend. Dimitri Runs. Cousin Tony, thank you for the biddies. Mrs. Juice, thank you for the 30 months. Oh my God. Is it Nautiki? Thank you for the prime. I could be saying that completely wrong. Macy, thank you for the 9 months. And Backwood, thank you for the 8 months. Game on. Anyone else having a hard time finding Unhinged on their phone? What do you mean? What do you mean finding it on your phone? Hi, Trisha. How are you? Feels warm in this house. What the hell? J Mox, what's up? Ash, hello. Are you trying to find the game I'm talking about literally on your phone? Because the game itself is played through a browser and you use your phone as a game controller. If that's what you're confused about. Karen, thank you for the 3 months. Hello. Lit up a single game of Faz yesterday as I was walking in, going to the power. Got insta-hunted by a demon, was killed on the spot, and then I was awarded the Doomslate achievement. Don't tell Chinggis. He'll get pissed. He still doesn't have it. Don't tell Chinggis. Brought a dog back to life today at work. What the hell? Performed a successful CPR. Devil, that is crazy. That's awesome. Crazy, but awesome. Ay, caramba. My God. What up, King? My day is good, dude. How was yours? Reset the chat. I kind of wish it would too, Lodge. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little weird that it doesn't do it after each stream. It just doesn't do it like a clean reset of chat. I deserve an award or some tequila. Oh, and some tequila. Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. I'm waiting for this fan to point back at me so I can stop it. It's so hot in here. Adds on to my comment about the demons I got compared to you from the other day without, experimenting with Norm. Yeah, I gotcha. What up, Becto? How are you? No, go the other way. There we go. Game on. This should be good, man. I'm excited for it. Yeah, so this game, if you're confused as to what we're about to do, I'm going to be trying out a game that was made by Netflix called Unhinged, where you play it on your browser and you literally use your phone. Like you use your phone as a controller. You use it as a phone for the game. You'll see. I've seen clips. You just watched it? Oh, Kev, it looks great, doesn't it? I've only seen like a clip or two. So it'll be new to me. Hi, Carumba Hawaiian. Thank you for the biddies. Moose, thank you for the 19 months. Kind of like Jackpot. I mean, kind of, but it's way more, but it's really interactive though. Yeah. My Friday is good, friend. Good. We did a family ping pong tournament just for kicks. We do like we try to do a family game night like every now and then. Tonight was ping pong. I might have been taking it a little bit too easy. Alex might have beat me. He's really good. I played a couple days ago. It's pretty cool. It looks cool. I'm excited. After that, I don't know. I am not sure what we're going to play after that because I didn't know if it was actually going to take like 30 minutes or an hour or what. So I guess we'll see. The phone interaction is super neat. It looks cool. Yeah. Is it single? It's a single player. Yeah. No, it's a single player game. Hello from the future. Beautiful Saturday morning here in Australia. Hi, Carumba. It is 8:30 here at night. Who knew CPR would be so exhausting? I'm sure that just mentally that was exhausting. I freaking bet, dude. Oh man, this will be good. After that though, I don't know. Like I was going to default by going back to Faz, but I don't know if I'm going to or not. Because if I don't know what the other option would be for tonight, just because I didn't have anything else planned out. I really just wanted to get this game under our belts. So we'll do that, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll switch to Faz after that. Maybe that's the plan. You get to have a shopping spree tomorrow. Oh, you lucky dog. You lucky dog. Turn that up. There we go. There we go. Do this. Aim Steves, hello, how are you? Welcome in. Lady Dark, thank you for the 6 months. Welcome back. Can confirm it's a beautiful day down under. It is hot on the East Coast. East hot. Do you need a controller to play this? Like, do you need a controller to play it on your own? Yeah, it's not a viewer game if that's what you're confused about. It's currently storming where you are. It's just hot here. That's all. Yeah, it's just warm. Yeah, it has no. Yeah, there was nowhere that said that this was like a community game or anything. Yeah. Going back to school to get my teaching license. Ooh, let's go. Goose Lee, thank you for the 14 months. All right, let me send out our ping. What's up, Caden? How are you? FNAF, hello, welcome in. It's humid in Missouri. It's humid in Maryland. Like choice game like they did with What? You have a flood watch? Damn, stay safe, dude. Please stay safe. I'm really confused. You choose the options. All right, there we go. Stuff and things have been done. We're good. We're ready. What's up, Amanda? How are you? Florida's just Florida. Yeah, Florida has like a feel of probably like 105. Yeah. Do you get to move your character and stuff? I think it's just I don't know. I haven't played Hasno. I don't know. I've never played it. I have no idea what to expect. No idea what we're going to do. No idea what it's like. Zero clue. No idea. We'll see. Yeah. Is this a real game on Netflix as opposed to a fake one? Kev, thank you for the biddies, by the way, friend. What's up, Callie? How are you? 110 today. Storms with tornadoes in Florida. Jesus, man. Good grief. Yeah. Well, if you don't have the ability to have AC and it's super hot, just stay safe, friends. They made a what? Yeah, an interactive horror game. Yeah. What's up, Judd? I'm excited. I'm jazzed. This week is thankfully a lot cooler than the last couple, but still toasty. Work as a costume character in a theme park in Indiana, so it's very, very toasty. I don't know how y'all do it, man. Yeah. Some of you guys that like think like Disney or whatever, like the characters that have the masks and the full suits on. I'm sure that there are things done to make it a bit cooler in there, but I still don't know how you do it. Crazy talk. Real feel of 99 right now. It's 7:30 here where it's supposed to start cooling down a bit. Oh, my God. What's up, Shadow? How are you? Chili, what's up, dude? Ray, thank you for the biddies. Hello. Nod, what's up? What's up, bucko? Thank God for OSHA regulations because we're not allowed any cooling system in the suit. Because they're all too loud. Oh my God. It's more that meet and greets have limited time, to be honest. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Millsy, what's up, homie? AthronCon was in Pittsburgh. Hottest day of the year is pushing 100. That's when I want to turn into a troll and just hide because I hate being hot. I hate it. Fall weather is the best weather. I love it. I can't wait for the fall. I just played with Tater on EA server. On on NA servers, and you didn't die. Let's go. Hey, Georgia, good to see you. What Netflix game are we playing? Unhinged. Yeah, playing Unhinged. Thank you, Mark. You dare me to dab? I dare you to gift 100 subs. You do that and I'll dab. Sounds pretty fair. My favorite season? Oh, dude. Yeah, the fall. I love the fall. Got me there? Shucks. Dang. Yep. You're going to treat me like a bird? Polly wants a cracker. Know what I'm saying? Good friends with a Pokemon for the world champion. Hold on. Ruby Sapphire came out and they kept us mostly indoors. Okay. I was like, you're good friends with a Pokemon? It was like a real Pokemon? like a real one? What? Mamba, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. It's a scam? I know. I should ask for 200. That's what I'm saying. Crazy talk. Mark! Thank you for the 10 subs, homie. Get excited. No. No, you're good. No worries. No worries. You're good. So is Unhinged an actual game? Yeah, it's a Netflix game. Yes. Do you see the category? Yeah. It is a game. It is a game. It's an interactive horror game on Netflix. Yeah. Is that Disney mug? No, this is a Hershey Park mug. No Disney mug today. Never stopped after working at WDW. That's cool you worked there, though. That's pretty cool. Excited to see this. Me too. Yep. I don't know too much, man. I'm pretty in the dark about all of it, too. Ray, thank you for the biddies. Mark, thank you again, man. Appreciate you. Don't know what? Thank you for the prime. What the hell? I'm starting my YouTube channel. Well, Judd, that's a really bad way of looking at it, man. If you're just starting a YouTube channel and you're curious about monthly revenue, it's probably going to either take a really long time or it's not going to work. You shouldn't be starting a YouTube channel with the thought that I'm going to be making profit. You should be starting a YouTube channel because you like making videos and content. Yeah. That's just my take, man. I could be wrong. You could go in there with a full mindset of nothing but monies and you're successful, but the odds of that are extremely low. Love led us astray. Thank you for the 2 months. It was fun, overworked and underpaid in the best way possible. Oh my God, you did the Jungle Cruise? Did you just like pass the F out as the second you got off the boat every day? Dude, y'all are crazy. They're like the most energetic people in the entire park. They're nuts. She does it for fun. She posts a lot of the Faz games on there. She's terrible at Faz. See, it's not about how good you are. It's about enjoying yourself. Yeah. Passionate about it, curious about earnings. Oh, there's probably tons of YouTube breakdowns about earnings. It's very much so depends on what your niche is. It depends on how much you post. If you have live streams, do you make revenue from those live? There's a million different things to think about when it comes to revenue in YouTube. Obviously, one of the main things is going to be ad revenue, but then something that I haven't even dabbled in yet, which is like sponsorships and things like that, partnership. I haven't done that at all. Not a single bit. I should dabble. I should look into it. I just have not. I play Faz after. There's a good chance I am, Polo. There's a good chance that's what's going to happen. How do I use Blurp? I've tried the Blurp and even Googled it. So there should be, I don't know if there is right now or not. That might have moved. It might have changed. I might have to double check. On mobile, there should be a little Blurp thing below the stream. If not, and you're on desktop, it should be to my right. G Fuel flashbacks? Yeah. Yeah, no energy drinks for me. No, we're not going down that road again. Absolutely not. Bowen, thank you for the year. Thank you so much. John, Polo, thank you guys for the follows. I feel like saying someone is terrible at something and they still enjoy or trying to share with others is wild. Oh, right at the end of the song. I'm so glad those don't get saved to the VOD. Jesus Christ. Hero? Why are you the way you are? uh, you've had 2 energy drinks today. I used to have one every day, and then I stopped. Do I like cars? I like driving mine. I'm not like a car guy. No, I don't. I know nothing. My laptop, I need to move the cursor over the video screen and the blurb icon shows up on the right. So it does show up. Okay. I wasn't sure if I still had it there as an extension or not. It should be. Yeah. What does VOD mean? Video on demand. No one made Coach say those. No. Coach said that thing. I clipped that thing and made a blurb out of that thing. Yeah. What does my shirt say? It was never a phase. A blending of two wonderful worlds. Caden, let me ask you this. Do you think I have a favorite? What was the best part of my day? Hanging out with my family. By far. Doing our little game night, stupid game night, just hanging out. Yeah, by far. It's not a phase. It's a lifestyle. I've seen that shirt. Couldn't remember what it said. Yeah. It's made by a company called Lost Bros. They're amazing. I love their shirts. They're great. Finished watching the VOD yesterday, and I heard you said Thrice is your favorite band. Love them. Seen a couple of years ago. I've seen them probably like 5 times, I think. The whole Artist in the Ambulance album was epic. They supported Coheed and Cambria. Yeah. Yeah. They I've been listening to them probably since I confuse Under Oath and Thrice. Hold on. I confuse Under Oath and Thrice with this all the time. Illusion of Safety. Yeah. Yes. Illusion of Safety. Sorry. There's a Thrice album that's similarly named. Roughly around the Illusion of Safety album is when I started listening to them. Yeah. Like learning, like I was in a cover band and we learned like Deadbolt and things like that. Yeah. The album before Artist in the Ambulance. Yes. Yep. Yep, indeed. Nova, thank you for the 12 months. Tier 2. Thank you, dude. Just in case you're wondering, the new game isn't family friendly. Oh, that's okay. I'm not family friendly except to my own family. So yeah, so it's okay. What instrument? Guitar. I played in my main band. I played bass. In the cover band, the second band that I was in where we just messed around, I played electric. Yeah. When does the game start? When we're done jabbering. Yeah. It has a minor cursing. Yeah, that doesn't bother me. That's okay. We'll be fine. Samurai, thank you for the 19 months. Thank you, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to hear a game has like a minor cursing and go, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Can't believe this is made by Netflix. I'm excited to play it. We're about to open it up and check it out. Imagine cursing. Makes me fucking sick. Always wanted to play bass. So I started with like my musical journey, which was very short-lived in a manner of speaking. I had a keyboard when I was younger, just because for fun, whatever. And I told my parents, I was like, hey, I want to get a larger keyboard. And they said, if you learn 3 songs on that keyboard, we'll get you a larger one. So I did. I learned like 3 simple songs that were like on the keyboard. I taught myself everything by ear. I didn't learn how to read music. So they got me a larger keyboard. And then I had that for a little bit. I'm like, I want a guitar. They said, okay, same deal. If you can learn 3 full songs on the piano on that keyboard, but harder, we'll get you a guitar. So I learned, I'm trying to remember the 3. I don't remember the 3rd, but I learned Fear Elise. And I learned Canon in D. I learned both of those and something else just by listening to them. And then they got me a guitar. And then I started teaching myself guitar, and I learned how to play Dashboard and John Mayer. And I'm trying to think who else I played at first. But yeah. Yeah. And then my friend was like, hey, I know you play guitar, but do you want to play bass in a band? Sure. My 6-year-old is currently trying to learn the periodic table. Dude, that's awesome. How sick is that? Trumpeter here. Oh, that's cool. A trumpet would be fun to learn. Going to the Netflix house later this month for their Stranger Things experience. Since you're playing a Netflix game, just had to share. Juju, that's cool. I can't wait to see photos. It's an amazing piece. I love it. I love it. My daughter's right now currently like heavily into piano. So we're like really trying to feed into that. Reading music is hard. I just never learned. I just never learned. You struggle with the triangle? That's okay. Millsy, we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. Want to learn violin, but I need an instructor and I haven't found any near me. Gotcha. I remember in like elementary school, they had us pick an instrument to learn for like a little bit. And I remember picking a viola. I don't remember why. Yeah. Oh, piano's great. Piano's wonderful. I learned how to play Thrice's, oh man, is it Lion and the Wolf? I can't remember exactly. I don't even, that could be completely way off. But they have like a piano song I remember picking up and randomly learning. Tambourine is difficult. You played the flute. There's a lot of musical peeps in here. Lots of musical peeps. All right. Well, are we ready for stuff? And are we also ready for things? I opened the game once already just to make sure that it worked. And it was working just ever so swimmingly. So if it has strings on it, you play it. That's cool. Jesus Christ, jump scares. Holy shit.
Claire, are you okay?
God damn it. Thank you, Netflix. My heart just left my butt. Ay, caramba. I'm not okay. I am also not okay. How do I change the volume? All right, is this going to start over or is this going to try to go from where I last opened the game? Hold on. It makes me scan so I have to use my phone to connect the controller. All right. Let's see. I might have to do share screen. Because I could just do this. Yeah, so I literally use my phone to look around. You'll have to let me know if the volume, like, I don't even know if I can change the volume. Loving some of the newer emotes. Let's go. It's very loud. How's that in comparison? Do we think that's probably better? Better. The control method is very weird. Oh, we'll find out soon enough, friend. I need to see. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to turn the brightness down on my phone a little bit. Because hopefully doing that, so when I show you guys what's there, you guys can see it a little bit better. Perfection? All right. We are about to play Unhinged. This is a game that is made by Netflix that you literally use your phone to control. I'll show you when we get in here what that means, but I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but we'll see. And it's on Netflix. Yeah, I'm assuming only if you're on your browser. All right, start a new game. I'm hoping I only need to use my phone. I'm trying to like stay back so you guys can see me like using the phone a little bit. I'm assuming I don't need my keyboard at all. All right, standard mode. Try to survive the horror. If you die, you'll restart from the last checkpoint. Story mode, you experience the horror without dying. Well, I feel like standard mode might have to be the way to go. I feel like we might be selling ourselves short if I do story mode. All right. Well, we can die, I guess. For the best experience, connect your phone to Wi-Fi, blah, 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 which we did. Press A to continue. This A. Oh my God. What is wrong with you? Netflix presents.
What time is it? Oh.
Oh, it missed it. I tried to answer and it missed. Hold on.
Claire, are you okay?
Finally! And no, my power's out. Stu?
You did not wake me up for this.
Of course I did. Go check for me. Huey wants to know too.
Okay, I'm on the case.
Turn on your flashlight.
You there?
Look,
I'm just give me
you
a-
control it with your phone.
Huey,
How cool is that? Okay. I'm gonna keep my phone I'm gonna keep my microphone down a little bit so I can keep my phone like this, maybe.
Friend, I'm going back to bed now.
does my building have power?
Hold on.
I don't know. Let's check.
Whoa! Hey,
Was that
it's
us?
Fine. I'm right across the street. Give me a little flashlight wave.
Here, I'll give you a flashlight wave. Look, we're doing it together.
What was that?
What?
I heard a noise.
Not funny.
No, I'm serious.
Ava, stop. Oh, fuck. Huey, shit.
Wait, Claire?
She's gone.
Cat.
Okay. Hello?
Hello?
That's what I said. Okay, listen, I don't like the bathroom door being creaked. I don't like that very much. Oh my God. Sorry, call me back in 2 minutes. She sent us a text. She sent us a text message. Okay. Let's go over here. Hold on. That bathroom door's got like jump out and scare you written all over it. What's with the picture frame on the floor?
Okay. Just a picture fell.
Who's the dude in the middle? Is that this guy? Is he breaking in to get his CDs? Is that what's going on here? Hey, guy Games? Oh my God. Hey, sorry, Huey's freaked by the storm. Call me back? Wait, can I actually call her back? Hold on.
Hey,
You okay?
are you okay?
Yeah, it was
That's
just
cool.
a picture.
The storm sucks. Huey's a wreck. Let's just find a hotel for the night.
Actually, yeah, sure. Let me just check on Joyce down the hall. I promised I'd look out for her, and I haven't seen her in a few
I'm gonna
weeks.
check on Joyce down the hall.
Downstairs in 10 minutes. Yeah?
Okay.
Yep, 10 minutes. See ya.
All right, she hung up. All right, I'll keep my microphone here so that way we can do this. And we can hear what's on there because I have a gate on my microphone. Merry Christmas! Hello? Well, I'm assuming that doesn't work. We probably don't have power.
Okay.
Oh, hate when that happens. Who dat? Who there?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Ben, what were you thinking?
Yeah, Ben. Call Ben. Let's call Ben and talk about this locked door, idiot.
Hey, Ava, I was just about to call.
Hey, stupid.
Here's my list of residents who didn't evacuate. I got a message that the power's down. Are you okay?
No, dude, the stairs are padlocked. What the hell?
Stairs are that's crazy.
Yeah, no shit. With the power out, we're trapped. This isn't okay, dude.
Yeah, Ben.
All right, you just hold on. I'm about an hour or so out. I'm turning around now.
Okay,
Hour?
whatever. I'm gonna go check on Joyce.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
All right. Thanks, Ben. Ay. Hey, there's a security camera that looks like it's on. Ben, what a useless turd. Is this where I was? Ben's shifty. He does seem a little shifty. Go that way. I wonder if it's gonna have like skill checks. You know? Hello?
Joyce, you okay?
Joyce?
Someone's locked the stairs. I want to make sure you're all right.
Joyce? Hold on. Damn. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted. Settings. No, accessibility. Hold on, go back. No. Subtitles. I'll turn them on. Yeah, I didn't realize it even had subtitles, or else I would have turned them on from the beginning. Yeah. Can't hear without my words. Dude, I get it. We do the same thing. I hope this fan's not too loud. I just need to turn it back on because it's hot in here. Here, I'll try to turn it like... All right. Oh, Joyce! Joyce! Hello?
Power's on. Fridge is open.
Joyce, what'd you do? Claire's calling us. It's Claire.
I'm about to head out. How are you?
I'm worried about Joyce. Gonna grab something to break the lock. I want to check on her.
Ava, I really want to go.
I know. It'll be quick.
Oh, hey. While you're in there, grab my sweater.
And where?
I see you in there.
Claire, I'm not in my room.
Uh-oh.
%sure I saw someone standing in your bedroom.
The floor is locked. There's no way.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, my door's open. Yikers. Oh, boy. You didn't lock it behind you? Yeah, but I didn't open it either. Excuse me?
Hello?
Ava, what's going on?
Surprise.
Surprise!
Right. What are you doing?
Don't be frustrated, grunting. No frustrated grunting.
Ready for us downstairs. No, don't rush this. Don't you do it, don't you fucking...
Yeah, take that! Ow! Run! Lock the turlet, go!
Oh my god.
Oh god, he's wearing pants. Did you see that?
There! There's a guy!
I know! The fire escape!
We gotta go.
It's stuck.
Pry it open.
Use anything. Grab the plunger.
Fuck. Where the fuck is that screwdriver?
It's right there. It's right there. Grab it. Grab it. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Just break the window.
Just keep moving. Figure it out.
Okay. Thank you, Safe Claire. Just keep moving. We'll figure it out.
Broken shit. It's okay. Okay. Find another way.
Okay.
I'll just sneak back into the place I was just in. It'll be fine.
Wait, Noah. Noah's home. Wait. Next floor up.
You're right. You're right. I'll go there.
He sucks. Whatever. I'm gonna try 911 again. I'll call right back. You're okay.
Okay. I'll head to Noah's. Just call right back there, okay?
All right. They said up a floor, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Parkour! Parkour! What am I doing? Yeah. Get up there. Come on. Come on. Yes, this is a Netflix game you play with your phone. Here's attacker. Oh. Oh, dicey. It's waning. What's that light across the street?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
You better get your ass around that corner. Yikes.
Please open.
Use your screwdriver. Oh my God. Dorito, thank you for the 12 months. Oh, wait, hold on. Claire's calling. Hold on, please.
I couldn't get 911. You at Noah's yet?
Almost there.
Oh, she broke it opening the window. I wasn't even paying attention.
These fucking stairs are locked too.
It'll be okay. Just get to Noah's.
Claire, you kind of suck. What the f-
Noah.
Noah.
Where's his spare key?
We all know where it is. Classic. I don't trust Claire. I kind of don't trust Claire either.
It's fine. Just please get into the
Oh,
apartment.
sorry, you're still on the phone. I meant another Claire.
Noah, you in there?
Noah.
It's latched.
He's not home.
Jump scare in
He's not
3,
answering.
2,
Ava, break the latch.
1.
He won't care.
Oh no. Noah. Noah.
Latch is broken.
Noah.
Good. Get in.
Noah. All right, left or right? Left or right? Where do you want to go? We have choices. It's a choose your own adventure kind of thing. The latch means he's inside, does it not? I'm not exactly sure. Left. Noah. Why am I checking? Oh, there's a piece of paper there. That thing I was supposed to look at. Duct tape?
Ava, where are you?
The kitchen.
Who leaves that on the oven?
There. This doesn't feel good.
You're okay. Just find Noah.
Oh.
Ava?
Noah? Is there somebody in that chair? Noah, are you okay?
Noah?
Noah?
He's there?
Yeah, he's right there.
Ava?
I see him, but he's not moving.
I think he's sleeping, Claire.
Noah.
I'm gonna go touch him. Noah, why's your head so shiny? Noah, do you have your GIMP costume on?
Noah!
Ava, what's going on?
God.
I think he had Taco Bell, Claire. I'm gonna touch him again. We're gonna touch him twice.
Oh my God!
Ava!
Oh my God, he's alive! Crunchwrap, Supreme.
Ava, honey, are you on the floor? Huh?
Uh-oh.
Shit. Shit.
Ava?
Not now.
Shut the hell up, Claire.
Was that you that screamed? Man, wow. Are you not dead yet? Boy, where are you right now? Can you feel that? You know, honestly, I didn't think you would be this calm. You know what I mean? Hey, ooh, dude, look. What do you think this thing is? I don't know what. I thought that. You gotta get you cleaned up.
I bet this dude sucked at the game Operation. Claire said you have to get out of there.
Get this out of here. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is he dragging out his intestines? What the?
Oh, gross.
I can't stay here.
I guess we're gonna play jump rope then.
Noah's phone.
Okay. Stop looking. Go that way. There's a skill check that I can't do. I'm guessing I'm dead. It wouldn't let me do it. Oh. I was trying to point my phone at it and it was like, it was like missing it. It was weird. Okay, let's try again.
He put the male victim's intestines in the garbage disposal.
What about the female victim's head?
We're still looking.
I'm sorry, did they say what about the female victim's head? I see. So I gotta really make sure that I'm like holding my phone at the correct way because we gotta get to this. Oh, do I have to jump rope? Are we gonna go or what?
Okay.
I wanna get freaky with you.
It's barred.
Oh, of course it is. Oh, safety first, eh? Dude's vibing out with intestines. He sure is. Ugh. All right, nothing else in here? All right, let's go. I bet he likes freak on a leash. Oh. God. Oh my God, Claire. F off, bro. She is so needy. What?
I'm in the bedroom.
Can you distract him?
With what? Dude was playing with intestines.
no, it's
What
fine,
could I
it's fine.
possibly distract him with?
Give me 1 minute, then call.
Okay, when he answers, you run.
Okay, will do.
Dude was like, okay. He's, you know, sanitary.
What the?
Found the ghost room yet? Oh, we found the butcher. Oh, we found the butcher.
Ava, there you are. Ava.
Oh my god. Yeah, get his ass. Yeah, that's right. You turd. We gotta run. We gotta run. Break that shit. What are we doing here? It is nailed shut.
Shit! Shit!
Do you think he's gonna follow me? My phone is broken? Dude, what the hell? Oh, a mouse. What the hell, dude?
What the fuck is this?
I don't know. Oh my god, Claire.
Claire! I'm in the basement. I jumped in the trash chute. Noah's dead.
I'm getting real sus of Claire.
Okay, where's the guy?
He's upstairs, I think. He knows where I went. I know he's coming. He's coming.
You have to get up, Ava, okay? I have to keep moving.
Okay, Claire.
Come on, Ava. You can do it.
Dude, these sounds. Are we like losing our mind?
I see a door. It's locked.
Oh my god. How many padlocks does this guy got?
Okay. Okay.
Claire's very helpful.
Claire, there's a vent.
Perfect. Get in.
I don't know if I can.
I know you can. Ava?
Sorry, I was muting my cough.
Claire. God damn it.
You useless bastard. Yeah, we need to find some new friends if we make it out of here alive. Why hasn't Claire gotten over there to help? I don't know. She's hanging out in her apartment. Making hot chocolate. Oh, signal's bad, according to Claire. On my way. Will come to basement. Okay. Now you show up?
Fuck.
Oh, great. Well, this is bad news bears written all over it. I can't. Can I not use the... Oh, no. My phone's down because I'm not using the... I have to use both my hands. We're taking a beating, dude. We are not feeling so hot. My God. Oh no, it's FNAF. Generator. Touchy touchy.
What the fuck?
Can I look at this first?
Joyce, Noah, me.
What did that say for to-do list? Homie's got one in the bathroom? Oh, you sick bastard. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a yikes. Yeah, he's not so happy. Do you think he's going to call us?
I'll just tell him I'm not here. Yeah, I'll tell him I left. Okay. Ben? Hey.
Hey, so I'm almost to the building. I just wanted to check in on you. Where are you now?
I'm okay. I got out. I'm safe now.
Uh-oh.
So you're with Claire.
Yep, yeah, she picked me up and we're outside the city now, so.
Ben.
You said you're outside the city?
He knows. He knows. He knows.
You're lying to me.
No.
You just hold tight, okay? I'll be right down.
Uh-oh.
Fucking generator.
Uh-oh.
God, oh God. God, please,
Oh,
I don't want
God.
to die.
What do we
I
need?
don't want to die.
Okay, well, let's nail his ass.
Okay.
You got this. We got this. Oh, great. Another lock. Uh-oh. Right in the dome. What the hell?
He copied
He,
my
oh, is that to say? Why is it drawn on purses and stuff?
No. Ava.
No.
I'm sorry, but I don't want you to hurt yourself. Just
Oh, snap.
give me the right. Give me the right.
Oh, crap. Yeah, he didn't want me to hurt myself. He wanted to do it for me.
One is just gonna have to do. Honey, I'm gonna go in the other room for a second.
Oh, my God. You hear the flies on the body
Joyce, if you wouldn't mind.
across from us? The maggots? I think you can see them. Well, I guess we're doing the thing. Yikers. Oh, it stinks. I guess we're just going one by one. Here we go.
Are you hungry? Because I am. I went to that place. I think I got
What the hell was the point of that? Oh my God, is that a box of chocolates on their lap?
I planned out everything. It's nice to have Joyce around, though.
Oh, dude, I didn't even realize the thumbprints are bloody now on the phone. Wherever I'm touching the phone is bloody now.
Oh,
That's cool.
I hope that
Yeah. What's up, bitch? That's what migraines feel like. Anybody curious?
What did she do?
I don't know. I was just looking. Oh, yeah. Right in the wiener.
Piece of shit.
Wiener Wednesday. Let's go. Oh, my God.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah. You tell him. Piece of crap. Oh, double tap.
Fuck you.
Damn. Involuntary piercing. Oh my God. You think the other lady's okay? She's probably fine, right? Uh-oh, he's still twitching. He's moving. We gotta go.
Claire? Claire?
Claire's in on
I'm
it.
in here. I'm
She's
in
in
here.
on it.
Claire.
For sure.
Ava, can you see me? Ava. Ava, I can't get in. The door's locked.
Hold on, Claire. I'm gonna invite in a second killer.
Ava.
Claire.
Ava, just hold on.
Oh no, ads are playing. I can't stop them.
Stay with me.
They gotta run.
It won't open.
Ava, come on.
Claire. Claire. I don't.
It won't open, Claire. What do you want?
Okay. I forgive you, Ava. I forgive you for running away. I forgive you for shooting me.
You can let them know that they didn't miss like much right there.
Got lost for a minute, but I'm not anymore. All that matters is us. I'll see you soon.
Zoe Kravitz's voice is very recognizable. Very recognizable. This is a really, really cool idea. Like, I know obviously we were doing it on stream, but I'm imagining being able to do this with like a large TV from your chair, like a couch, and just being able to like play like that. Super cool. This is awesome. This was great. Very cool idea. All right. Well, there we go. Very groovy. I'm interested in trying the other games. Are there any other horror games? Claire didn't seem to be in on it. No, Claire did not seem to be in on it. Can I? Hold on. I was going to turn this down and put the music up so that we can chat from this screen while people are in ads. There we go. Yeah, super cool idea, man. There's a multiplayer murder mystery. Ooh, okay. Dude, for a browser game, this graphically was great. Fantastic. I opened it up from Chrome. Planning to play with my mom? You should. Very cool. I try to tell people what happened, but they aren't reading what Mary and I are saying. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. It's like, I can't stop those ads from happening. So we'll just, once the ads are fit, yeah, I was about to say, then we'll just say, welcome back, friends. I'm sorry you hit it at the ads happened at a really bad time, but you didn't miss anything. They got to the door. They went to go open the door. Music got louder, and then it literally went back to the apartment in daytime. And that was it. You didn't miss anything. Yeah. That's why Mayor and Phoenix were trying to let everyone know you didn't miss anything. Yeah. I saw Red Dead Redemption in there. I know I saw Red Dead Redemption in there. Oh, in the Netflix games? Oh, interesting. Yeah, Ben gave us a phone. Ben gave us a ring. Was being cutesy about it. Yeah, I'll obviously make a video about it for sure. So there will 100% be a YouTube video. But very cool. Super quick. I mean, we did this in less than an hour. I think that the other game mode is supposed to be even faster, which is just the story without the worrying about survival. Very cool. It was a touch short. I would have to agree. It'd be nice if it was a bit longer. Now, I wonder if that would cause problems though if you're trying to load it via browser like that. I don't know. All right, we'll open up Phasmo for now. Does it have multiple endings? I don't know. I could definitely look that up at some point though. I'm not really sure what it, like if we just got one ending out of X number of endings. All right. Let's do that. Let me change the title. I'm gonna have to do that in multiple places now. I think maybe even 10 more minutes would be nice. I agree. Yeah. 10 or 15 minutes longer. I think it would have been super nice. It might have multiple endings. I don't know for sure. Yeah. Let's do this. What is your shirt? It's a Disney shirt that says it was never a phase. With the castle on it. Time for bed, work in the morning shift. Night Raptor, have a wonderful, wonderful night, friend. Have a good sleeps. Have a good sleeps, friends. No multiple endings, only multiple ways of dying. Roger that. We died once because it wouldn't let me hit the thing. Bad Luck Canadian, thank you for the year. Ari, thank you for the 7 months. I'm sorry, there's some things I missed. I didn't want to try to like talk over what was happening in the game. Dorito, thank you for the 12 months tier 3. Wait a hot diggity dang dong minute. It's been 12 months, been a year of Flash and Fun already. Couldn't imagine a better year doing everything and watching you throughout. Thank you so much, Dorito. All right, I just need to make adjustments to category and all that stuff. It does take a minute. My fellow emo friend, listen. It's what we're here for. It's what we're made of. I didn't know Troy Baker voiced the landlord. Apparently. All right. I wonder if I can change this from here. But I'm going to have to change the thumbnail. So it really doesn't matter too much. All right, let me do that real quick. And then after I change that, we will get into some games. Awesome to see Lenny Kravitz's daughter get in some amazing work with that game. Oh man, she's done tons of work. She's done a lot of different types, a lot of different movie jobs and things like that. Lots of work. Building Legos, watching the channel. Best Saturday. Let's go. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Millsy. What's up, Shrill? How are you? Okay, so I did change that. Unfortunately, I do have to change the thumbnail. Change it over to that. Do this for the live stream version of it, and then afterwards I can go back and change it. But that should be good. I really hope Netflix does more games like that in the future. I love that they were willing to take a risk and try something different like that. Super cool. Okay, or it can freeze on me. That's fine too. Okay, there we go. All right, everything should be updated. We should be good. Having a good Friday? Nice. Off for bed, gonna play some Moonlight Peaks. I think that was a blast. I appreciate you being here, friend. I appreciate it. All right. So today's the 10th. Our update is on the 21st. Do I feel like I would be able to prestige and get through said prestige by the time that the update got here? That's my question. I do wonder. Because I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, but I've been hesitating because I'm afraid that I'm going to prestige and I'm going to be a low level by that time. What is the update going to be? The update is going to be a ton of fixes and then the new Willow Street. How much fast are you going to play between now and then? I mean, probably a lot. Probably a lot. Yeah. Only one way to find out. Touche. You don't want to wait for all the fixes to level up normally? But it's a lot of Faz time that I could be using to, you know, to get things, to earn things. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Are you going to do all the runs at Willow after you prestige? See, that's the other tricky part too, is we were talking about doing the all difficulty at Willow. Like, I'm not doing that today. I hate over leveling, so I would. I'm thinking about it, man. What I could do, maybe I just level up and I get as close to tier 3 as I can. And then right when we're about to do the update, then I do the all difficulty at Willow Street. Tom did 9 times runs and it didn't take him long to have all the tier 3 again. You proved yesterday that you can make an easy 800. Touche. Touche. Hey, Charlie, what's up? All right. Well, I'm convinced. Look at that brand new card, though. Wow. So hot. Wow. Need to catch up to me, so I say do it. Listen, it's not a race. All right. I have gone past my prestige level far enough. It is time for us to move on. The prestige button is there. We are going to use the prestige button so that we can get to prestige 22. You will not be able to undo. I'm aware.
You might be the longest standing ghost hunter I've ever seen. We've promoted you to the highest rank available. Commissioner 10. Well done.
Well done. Oh, that means this. That's what this means. Reset that and we should be good. And Phasmo, you're poor? Do you have $0? Or do you have more than $0? If you have more than $0, then I think I'm the demographic here. Do you have to hit level 100 prestige? Yes. So no, I is the one who has no monies. Highest rank, the highest prestige that you can be is prestige 4,000, which would literally take you like 20 years. Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to change my ID card while we do this? Yeah, probably. Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to change it to... I'll change it to the... Let's see. No. What do I want to do? Oh, that's right. I forgot about those guys. Change it to that one. The pumpkin one? No, we're not going to do the pumpkin one. No pumpkins. Look at, there's so many ID cards though. I do love that. There is so many to choose from. Depending on what events you've done, what you've been a part of, a lot of these you're going to get by just being in the game. But I think we'll do this because this is the prestige one. So we'll do that. Or the highest prestige one. Or some of the older ID cards were able to be earned in other ways. That would be nice, but I think the thing that I like about it is that it's a you had to be there, not like a you had to be there at that moment to get it, or 5 years later you could also get it by this. It's just a nice token of showing like, hey, I was around the game at that time, which is super cool. My favorite is either the astronomer or the manifestation. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that's the way. Take that off there. Yeah. All right. Do you get anything when you prestige? Once you get past prestige 20, you earn nothing. Literally nothing else. Stream's been good, Brendan. How have you been? What's up, Simply? Ordered new phone case. Found out it came with stickers of dogs. One looked like Josie. Let's go. That better be dead center of your case. Dead center. All right. We are going to be doing our level 1 run at Willow Street. Willow Street on the 21st is getting an update, so we're going to take advantage of it. Our level 1 run is literally the second after we prestige, so I have nothing basically but basic items. So if the objectives call for anything like photos or anything like that, there's nothing I can do about it, but we'll do the best that we can. We'll do the best that we can, and we'll do this on pro and hopefully survive. I'm not going to have any smudges. I'm not going to have any crucifixes. Let's go. Let's do the things.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. I've got a report that
Such a noob. I like the writer one a lot, but I really love books and typewriters. So the Ranger one and the Point Hope Easter egg are really good as well. Yeah, I really, really like the Point Hope Easter egg one. Yep. You'll level up like 5 levels anyway. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the higher difficulty, what I'm probably going to do, just as a heads up, I'm probably going to do this game, and then I'm probably going to do my 0 sanity, 0 evidence run difficulty to floor it to get all tier 1 items. So that way we can get there faster. Played 2 or 3 days during the Alan Wake event. Pregnancy has my chronic pain, feeling worse than ever, so I lurk here to get the Phasmo fix. Well, I hope that you are feeling better, friend. I really hope so. The 10-12, yes. Yes, yes, yes. How far along are you, by the way? Okay. Let's do this. Jerry Miller. We can't have a Banshee. We can't have a die-in. Witness a ghost event, we can do. Escape, we could do. 25%, we can do. So, I mean, I can't get a perfect game. It's impossible because I don't have the media for it. But I can get ghosty and objectives. So, let's do the things. And we've got a music box. Love it. Actually, let's leave you off. Point Hope Easter egg. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have a video about it. The Ferryman of the Drowned badge. Any bones by chance? Let's get some power. I mean, get some lights. Just in case. The lights are important just because retaining sanity, I can't replenish any of my sanity. Ghosty. It's going to be in the basement. 34 weeks and 5 days. Oh my. Well, hello. Start checking temps. When is the protest stream against turning right to get to Willow Street after the update? The 22nd. We'll do it on the 22nd. Is it the hallway? Oh. Nope, it's here. Never mind. How far can I do this? That'll do. Okay. Threw a paint can. It threw a hammer. It threw a hammer. I'm a Doki. Thank you for the 5 subs, friend. All right. Nothing yet. Let's go get some information. Yeah, the Ferryman of the Drowned was probably one of my favorite badges for a really long time. Beyond that, though, there's a few drop badges that I really enjoy. Like the one that I rock all the time that looks like it's a bunch of different icons, like ghost hunting equipment and stuff. That's probably one of my favorites for sure. What am I? Oh, there we go. 8 hallway ghosts. I know. I know. It's going to be really interesting when this map gets updated whenever we have basement ghosts. I don't know how that's going to feel. Ghost in the Machine is a good one. I do like that. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta. Anonymous! Thank you for gifting merch to chat. If you guys do exclamation point enter, you could possibly win yourself a FlashForce pillow, which is literally the one that I have right there. Oh, I thought I saw my dog. Hold, please. Hey, you a-hole. I was gonna go open my door. Hold. All right, I have to keep it partially closed because the missus is down here apparently sleeping on the couch in the basement. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Woody, enjoy the pillow. Let's go. All right, we have orbs, and I think that's it so far. I think so. You're watching the 24/7. Hey, I appreciate you lurking, friend. Nothing. Let's go. Hey, Taffy, welcome in. How are you? What difficulty? This is professional. I typically do professional on my first run of my new Prestige. Typically on the new Prestige. Actually, here, we'll say this. New Prestige. Who dis? How about that? There we go. Yeah, I decided to pull the trigger. Why not? Now you touched the door, but where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near?
I was taken away.
Where to? How are the temps? They are cold. All right, we have orbs, freezing, spirit box. Okay, I need a definitive UV check. I need a UV check. I'm not sure. I don't know. Taffy, thank you for the follow. I'm a Doki. Thank you for the gifted. Oh, it's a treasure train. Oh my God. Watching on the big screen today. Let's go. Come on, Ghosty. I can't check for UV with that. I don't have salt. There's nothing I can do. I can check my sanity, though. Jeez. Okay, we're doing good. Yeah. I don't know. I can't really do an Onryo test, so my best check is going to be for UV. Millsy! Oh, thank you for gifting Woody a sub. There you go, Woody. A pillow and a sub. What a day. Ghosty, will you please touch the door? Hello. Hey. Ghosty. You know what? Here, I'll do this. Maybe that'll make you more likely to do that because you can't throw shit. It doesn't want to touch Lenore. I could make it hunt. Try that way. Although I have to, oh, you know what? I have to lower my sanity. And then maybe it'll touch doors and we can check those. Let's do it. F it. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, that was me. Okay. At least the ghosties don't explode the kitchen in Faz. That'd be cool though, wouldn't it? All the chairs, just like the whole dining room set, like flips upside down or something wild. That'd be awesome. All right, we're gonna drain our sanity and make the ghost hunt. So by sitting near the music box while it's playing, you're losing sanity. You can literally watch it drain. Trying to drain as much as I possibly can. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, how are you? I need to pick it up and throw it, though. Right about now. Didn't want to waste it. Well, it sounds like a normie. We will need to escape. He touched no Norse. 0 Nors were touched. That door got touched. No, he can't see me through this door. Nope. He can't see us. All right. Technically, he could still... I mean, we didn't see a shapeshift either during that hunt. So it's not like it was mimicking an Obake. So we'll have it hunt again so that way this time it can see me and then we can escape. But I think we got to go with Onryo and just hope that it's right. Lainey, thank you for the 4 months. And then we pray. That should be right, though. By the way, this pillow was something that they had custom made to put in here. I believe CJ had said, because it was like his cat Willow's like favorite pillow. And that pillow will also be in the new Willow. Hey, Musa, welcome in. Now, why it's not hunting right? Oh, I needed to event me? Oh, God. I could have done that with the music box. Whatever, it's fine. I had no way to escape. Fancy. Dude. Here, he sees me. He's gonna come in here, which is fine. He touched Nanor again. Alright, still no UV. We should be okay. Oh my goodness. Fancy! Thank you so much for the subs, man. The only way I'm going to be able to get an event is by being on the same floor as the ghost, and putting myself downstairs really is not a smart idea. And just waiting for it to hunt and waiting for it to hunt basically every 25 seconds. We might need to eat that one. I'll try it like once or twice though. We'll try. Is Willow the cat also the reason for all the cat trees in the new map? Correct. That's this map was named after that cat. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's like the food bowls and the little like scratching post and the little cat toy and stuff. Yeah. I don't think it's a mimic. No. No, I don't think so. I could use the 25-second buffer between hunts to go down there and just pray for an event. Looks like there's a discount. Oh, that's because of the treasure train. Oh yeah, that's what that is. On treasure trains, there is a discount on 5 gifted. Yeah, it's like 35% off or something. Love little Easter eggs like that. It's just a really cool way to show some love to the animals, you know? Well, this ghost ain't having it, I don't think. And someone else got merged. Hello. Newport, thank you for the follow. Quarantine, hello. Game mode is professional. I just prestiged. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get the event. Ghost is waiting a really long time between hunts. And it's probably going to go that way, if I had to guess. Let's see. Let's see if it uses its memory and goes to the living room. It might not. He did not. I have no way to smudge. We have no way to protect ourselves. I have no crucifix. So we're just hoping and praying. I have a timer going. Ghosty, where are you? Are you here? Do something. Show yourself. Where are you? Are you here? Ghosty, where are you? Do the thing. You suck. I hate you. Damn it. It's about to hunt. No. I think we just take it. I think we just take it and run. Yeah, it's a win. I'll take it, man. Let's get out of here. I could be waiting all day for a freaking event. We're not going to waste on that. We're not going to waste our time for that. All right, groovy. I could get a couple more bucks also for recording stuff. Again, not really worth it. Take the win, get out of there, get some money. Start to unlock our items again. Unreal. Unreal. Courtney, thank you for the 5 subs. My favorite goes to Mimic. For sure, by far. Unreal. Nice. It's dangerous because it could have been a Mimic, so I've had to keep checking for UV, but it was not giving us UV. Nice. Photo camera, motion sensor, and a couple extra bucks. 1,000 XP. $1,000. Not a bad game one. Not too shabs. Not too shabs. The real question is, do I actually want to buy anything? Probably not. I probably want to go into this just with literally nothing added at all. We'll see how it goes. Dorito! Thank you for the 5 subs, dude. Mateo, thank you for the 20. Tell you worth it to the go the fast. Yeah, here's the 20 months and much more. Oh, much love, brother. I appreciate you. My least favorite ghost. Ure and Goryo are definitely up there on the list. For sure. For sure. All right, well, before we go into the next one, might as well do it. How was Unhinged? It was great. Oh, it was a little short. Like, I think we all agree. It was probably a little bit short for a game, but the idea of it's super cool. And the ability to use your phone and like they're actually calling you and you interact with the flashlight and move it around. That's cool. I like that a lot. That part was super cool. And did I what? I differentiate between events and hunts, and someone told me that we cannot switch the lights in a hunt, which I tried today and was able to switch the lights. Yeah, during a hunt, you cannot flip the light switch on and off. Yeah, can't. Cannot. 100%. All right. I swear it's not rigged. This is twice in a row that has been mod's choice. I swear to you, it's not rigged. I'll give it to chat's choice. Oh, God. Okay. I will allow it. Okay, what that means, which... Oh, I might be able to do drops. Oh, hold on. I was able to log in. Hold. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's the website? I'll figure it out. I got it. I'm on it. I'm on it. We're going to... If this works, we're going to do a drop to figure out who's going to be the one to choose what it is on the wheel that we do. I was able to log in the other day. I just want to double check and make sure that that actually works. Because they were having issues. So, okay, will this work? Yeah, there it is. All right, friends. Exclamation point drop. I'm going to allow this to happen for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, the drop is basically locked off, and that's it. If you didn't drop by then, too late. I think there's a way for me to even stop it from happening. Oh my God. So if you win, you get to choose what happens on that wheel. Whether it's good or bad, it is your choice. Oh, Millsy with the chaos bit. Let's go. Rip bit rate. That's okay. Who needs it? Isn't the winner the first one who lands? No, the winner is who lands the closest to the center. The winner is whoever gets closest to 100. So like right there, Laney has a 97.6, what, 5? I can't see it. Yeah. So somebody has to beat that to be the one to choose. Yeah, not the first one, because that wouldn't be very fair. If somebody has a delay with the stream, they wouldn't know to do the drop and as early as they did. No, that wouldn't be fair. All right, while you guys are parachute dropping, I'm going to check. Let's see. Is there a command for me to do it? I don't think there's a command for me to lock the drop. So basically, whoever the last person is after 90 seconds, that's who we're going to go off of. All right, you guys have 10 seconds to drop. 10 seconds. And then I'm going to pick basically a person. And they're the last one. Whoever this next person is going to be the last one. These right here. That's it. No more. No more. Anybody else coming in? It's past the prime. Past the time, past the prime. Wait for it. It's just these last 3. Nope. Laney. That's yours, Laney. GG's. GG's, Laney. Laney, you get to choose. Let me pull this back up here. Which one do you want, friend? Your choice. Choose wisely. It's whatever you want. Whatever you want. Gifted sub, gifted game, Bean Boozled, whatever. Soda, motherfucker. I thought we had something going. I thought we were friends. What happened? Thanks, Mayor. That was very fair. That was a very kind gesture to allow chat to choose. Got to do it for the people. Whatever. Oh. All right. If it lands on, I forgot this wheel's all jacked up and I don't know how to fix it. Hold on. Give me a second. I need to figure out why that's happening. It's literally the same. It is quite literally the same as this. Hold on, let me, if I create a new source. Okay, so that shows the full wheel, right? Sorry, we're doing this live because I'm trying to figure out what the hell, why this wheel is messed up while the others are fine. Like something is going on and I don't know what it is. All right, let's copy the filters over from this one and paste them onto that. You know what? F it. We're just going to manually do it. Here, I'll turn this one on so I have a point of reference. Go like this. Size-wise, just get it close. Yeah, screw the transform. I'm just going to do it myself. We're doing it live. All right, there we go. I'll tie it back into the stream deck when I have time. We're doing it live. What if you get ranch? Well, then there's nothing I can do about it. So I did the copy of the transform the last time and it screwed it up and I don't know why. Ranch has to be nasty. It's the worst. All right. If I land on dirt, I'm going to spin it again. Oh, damn it. Okay, we'll spin it again. We did that one already. Not great, but man, could it be worse? The universe really wants you to drink dirt. Oh, shit. We're going to get into another game after this, friends. Emery said, speaking of soda, Flash, you might want to keep an eye on your PO. Emery, did you send me like a 6-pack of Sprite Zero or something? That'd be awesome. What a great thing to do. What a great friend thing to do. That'd be so cool. I'd be so happy. What is the point of the wheel if you can just respin? I don't have this anymore. So what do I do if I land on... So I just don't drink anything because I don't have it? Or do I respin so I get something I do have? You tell me. Oh, son of a bitch. I hit the wheel again. Sorry. No, I don't have another one. I don't have a backstock. I have a backstock of ranch. That's it. Not of the other ones. All right. I got the bottle opener. Let's go. We'll go into it. We've got a level. We've got a prestige, man. Sociopathic. What's up, homie? How are you doing? I'm okay. I'm okay. Ranch caffeine free. I hate it here. Absolutely hate it here. When do you spin the wheel? I spin the wheel whenever we hit the goal. So we just hit the goal, so I'm going to spin it. Well, I already did spin it. If we hit it again, I spin it again. Carbonated ranch, never thought of that. Just don't ever think of it again. Like, what looks like it would be such a fun drink? What looks like it would just be like something kind of great? Nope. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Why does it look so orange? Yeah, I don't know what they do to this one. Like, I want to meet the people who worked for Lester's Fixins, who made these and like tested these. It looks like it tastes like the bottom side of a trash can. I don't remember what this one tastes like. It smells like a cardboard box. Do I have anything to... I do have something to drink. Hold on. Probably tastes like peanut butter and jelly. I would love for you to order one of these and taste it and tell me if you think it tastes like peanut butter and jelly. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Cheers. That was really cold. It was really cold. And it still tastes like a cardboard box. Cheers. Thank you, Jealousy. I'll be honest, there's worse ones than that. There's worse ones than that. To be 100% honest, there's worse. My pain for that one, it was cold. Very, very cold. Add ketchup, you sick bastard. How can you chug a carbonated drink and not burp right away? I don't know. I feel like I'd still really, I feel like I'd fail that Sprite challenge though. Am I going to have a stomach ache? I might be okay. Is there worse than ranch? No. Ranch is the worst. The absolute worst. Okay, now it's coming back. Hold on. All right, we're okay. Have to say, a cardboard box would taste better. Absolutely. 100%. Mark, thank you for the biddies. Fuzzy Logic, thank you for the 2 months. Oh my God. Worse than dirt? That tasted better than dirt. That sounds stupid, like, no shit. But what I mean is like, the flavor they were going for with those, that didn't taste like dirt. That doesn't taste like peanut butter jelly. They're so weird. But that one tastes better than that. Have I tried the buffalo wing? Yes. Yep. You name most of the nasty ones, like I've tried. Yes. All right. We are going to do 0 sanity, 0 evidence because I need to unlock all my tier 1 equipment. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go run into the small maps and try to survive. And hopefully get the ghosty correct. Now, the benefit of doing this is that I don't lose anything. Kind of like with the weekly where you don't lose anything. I'm not adding any equipment in, so I'm not losing any money. Even if I die, it doesn't matter. Once I start adding stuff, I want to make sure that we have a decent amount of money before I do that. Because as of right now, I have $1,000. So we need to be careful, SpongeBob, as to what we do. I've unlocked a couple things. So like motion sensor, photo camera, sound recorder. This I'm going to buy and take with me because I might have a motion sensor objective, which would be really easy money. So I think that one we will add. Oh my God. Don't Under Fire, thank you for the 13 months, dude. So normally I would add nothing. You know what? You know what? No, I lie. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm not going to add that just yet. No. No. Let's go to Tanglewood and see if we can survive with nothingness. 0 sanity, 0 evidence. Yeah, ranch soda smash. The first time I ever tried it, I probably very visibly gagged. It's rancid. It's so bad. The other ones, like they're bad. They don't taste good, but I don't feel like that. Do you like Fireball? No. Cinnamon? I don't like cinnamon. No. That's why the pumpkin, was it the pumpkin one that they make? It tastes like cinnamon. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I need to write down what the other ones taste like. Because I don't remember. They're just not good. Time to hit the old dusty trail. Good night, Mr. 420. Have a good one, friend. Okay, we're fine. Let's go. We have nothing, Raymond Phillips. Be kind to us, please. I'm going to bring in an electronic just to make sure. Check if it's a Raiju, basically. But let's do the things. We have a flashlight as well. Now the power does start on, which is super nice. Big old benefit for this guy. All right. Do that. Do that. Got the thermo. I'm going to run in here. I'm going to turn the power on, and then I'm going to run to Nancy's room and pray we don't die. Is this gonna get me killed? What the hell? Why do I have a flashlight? Do you think the ghost can detect this? Like, look. Oh, wow. Oh, ghost fart. Okay, not an Oni. Locked. Oh yeah, those are all gonna be locked. That's okay. Perfectly undetectable. Damn. Okay. Was I close enough? What a fun feature. No, that's sort of... I might have to go sit by the kitchen. That kind of felt like it came right to me. It didn't start in here, did it? Yeah, the flashlight you guys see right now is apparently some weird tier 1 glitch. Yeah, I don't actually have my flashlight on me. It's at the door. Hey, Carrie. Hello, friend. I hope you're feeling better. I prestiged. Yeah. Yeah, we said why not. And of course, my first ghost is a normie. Surviving. I hope you feel better. Bitch. What a helpful bug. I mean, I can sit here undetected. Yeah, apparently people are saying that the ghost doesn't know that you have the light. Possible mayor? I found that today. Now I'm never taking a higher level. Does it happen every time? The ghost is not in this room. The hitbox on the couch? Wait, what about it? So not a Jinn. Not a Jinn. Not an Oni. Not a Kormos. We knew that from earlier anyway. Not twins. Raiju. Oh, hold on. Phantom? Dude, I didn't see that ghost come walking into the room. Did you? Oh my god, you sick bastard! Now what if he stalks me though? That's the tough part. Maybe it was too far for the light to reach it. I might have just missed it. Right now I'm thinking Phantom. Jesus Christ. It didn't seem like a phantom right there. Interesting. Mimic? No, it might have just been bad luck. If it's starting at... Okay, if I go in the garage, which is kind of where I want to be. Okay, I'm going to wait for him to leave the garage, and then I'm going to go to the garage. What up, Bloops? Ghost needs an inhaler. Ghost needs a breath mint. God dang. If it stalks me, though, and it is a phantom, shit. Might be in trouble. Ghost needs some Tums. Oh, maybe Ghosty had a soda, too. If you're just coming in, I do not have a flashlight on me. Okay, never mind. Not a phantom. Never mind. I don't know, man. Might just have to guess this one and go a little bit. I don't want to spend 15 years in here. It's doing nothing obvious. Nothing obvious. Oh, I have ads coming too. Actually, that might be good timing. It is extraordinarily ordinary. Right, Norm? Yeah. Hey, Among Us. No, I'm playing solo. Yeah. Norm's ready. You know, for shits and kicks, this is probably gonna be wrong. I'm gonna go Goryo. Let's go Goryo. I have no idea. It's just a very normie ghost. When it's out, you're out. It could be. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Basically, the hitbox on the couch is too tall. Interesting. Where at on the couch?
Welcome back.
Shade. Ugh.
Job's ready for you.
Gross. So if I'd have been sitting in there with the room, the ghost never would have hunted. Ick. All right. I have ads coming. That's why we just ran out and left. We'll go back in after the ads. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. I'm going to run them now, so you're not going to miss anything. And when they're done, we will come back. Shade. Yeah, disgusting shade. Gross. Ick. Yuck. Stand by the table lamp where the tarot cards spawn. Interesting. Okay. I was driving home when you picked a soda and I didn't hear. What soda did you get? Oh, PB&J. Yeah, PB&J. Crazy D. Thank you for the 5 subs, Obi. Thank you. As a reminder, no, you do not get ads on Kick. This is true. You do on YouTube, but it's different timing and they're automatic and I can't control them. This is true. Mama Harley, how are you? I need to check my schedule and see what we have for tomorrow. Might not have much. Hey, Sergeant Margarito, hello. Enjoy the sub, friend. Why eat a PB&J when you can drink a carbonated one? Hut. Hut. Or about that spot, I think the way the ghost can see you is if it paths in there, if I'm correct. Yeah, I'd have to try it just to see. Right as you started talking about YouTube ads, I got hit with one. See, that's how they get you. I have a party for a friend who's also going to school to be a veterinarian. Nice. Mormon Slays, good to see you. What's up, Carmen? Going to the best. Oh, I'd be very interested to hear if you like it. Going to see Evil Dead Burn? I'd be very interested to hear. I premium and still get ads just for your channel. Weird. Yeah, because it's not like I found a way to run them manually or anything. That's weird that you get hit by them. Super strange. Yeah. Katie, enjoy the sub. Crazy D, thank you, friend. Why touch grass when you can drink it? Definitely let you know. Yeah, for sure. Leave for Michigan next month to start classes. 4 years will go fast, and I'll be a veterinarian. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Backrooms escape together. No, I've not yet. No, hopefully I will soon. Mormon Slays, thank you for the gifted. Thank you for the gifted to Tim. I guess YouTube just loves you and wants you to earn more. You got me, man. I don't know what's happening over there. When it comes to that, it'd be really cool to be able to like sync ads to do them manually, but not something I can do. All right, they're almost over. They're almost done. I would love to add a thing back where it says up there, like in between, like under enjoy the break, where it says how long the ads are. I would like to get that working again, so I'll figure out something for that. All right. Where'd the oh hey, how are you thing come from? I don't know. Just something I would always say to people. Honestly. Barf soda exists? Listen here, dude. Why would I want to look that up? Have you tried all of the types of sodas? Probably most of them. There might be some that I've never tried, but usually I would buy them in like a pack. I started with St. Jude and then I bought them again after people were requesting them. So I basically just get like they randomly give them to me. So it's hard to say. Hey, Pavel, thank you for the super chat, dude. You Slashbot, here's some money for the joy you would give us. Scared, can't really play Phasmo alone. Probably just need more exposure. That's usually what it is, dude. The more exposure you have, the more likely you are to run in there. Yeah. No, have a good day. I appreciate you. The soda has something to say about it. All right, let's go back in. We're going back to Tanglewood. Let's go to Tangle's Revenge Run. One chip challenge. I've done it before. I wouldn't be against like having it as a goal again at some point. That was rough. That was rough. Natty, thank you for the 13 months. Yeah. I did that one. I had to pace around my room with a bucket of ice cream because of how hot that was. I'm a wimp when it comes to spicy, so doing spicy stuff is kind of rough. All right, Anne. All right, Anne. Witness a ghost event. Really, the only thing I got. You went to the hospital? No. Me? No. Sour stuff I can't do because that literally like gives me sores. Like I can't do sour stuff. Like partially sour, yes, but the really super sour stuff, can't do that. Time to sleep. Good night, Millie. Salt chip challenge? Maybe. All right. Let's go. Don't spawn. Sour burns for real. Yeah. Same. That would be considered a natural hiding spot. Yep, unofficial. Mm-hmm. You can stand there. I just crouch. I know. I didn't mean to shut that door. Shit. She sounds upset. What'd you do? I don't know. I threw her pine cone on the ground. Sorry about the pine cone. She's offended. I was gonna say if you like spicy food, my guys. Oh no. Some spicy stuff, but it's gotta be not super spicy or else I can't enjoy it. That ain't no child. What the hell are you? I decided to try to get better. Low evidence immediately got Pulte bombed. Oh, you lucky dog. Hey, hey, F off. No, shoot. Skedat. Good night, Luna. She wants to be friends? No, thanks. It's a very normal ghost. Again. Not a Pulte. Doesn't feel like it. There's only so much I have that I can test the ghost with. Did it do what we think it just did?
Welcome back.
No, it didn't.
Some jobs for you.
Hey, still unlocked parabolic. It did not. We were fooled. You know what? Let's go to Willow. Let's go to Willow. I have no salt. I can't, like, what do I do? I have no salt. There's only so much I can do. Yeah, the Wraith mared me. All right, flashlight, EMF, Leslie Cordero. I don't really care about anything else. I guess we'll bring this in for funsies. There we go. What up, Krusty? How are you? So you're broke? Oh yeah, I prestige, so I have no money. I have none. All right, flashlight. We'll put that on the ground for now. Son of a bitch. Sounds normal again, I think. I swear it teleported to you unless that was its room. No cursed objects. Nope. Negative. At first it sounded like it was throwing a like a possible Pulte, but I don't know. I think oh, you are such a hoe. Is the power downstairs? I hate it here so much. All right, how do I do the flashlight bug? What made you decide to prestige? I wanted something to like to work towards. That's mainly why. All right, well, now we're not going to be able to see anything. It's hunting from the basement. It's a normie. Can you drop the flashlight and pick something up quickly? Let's try. Use a piece of equipment swapped to a flashlight. Now I'm trying to do it. It ain't working. A Raiju that finally got into range? But why did it have to get so close? This might get me killed, but we're gonna try anyway. Does the mayor ability work when the power is off or broken? Yes. Yeah, it can still do the ability on the switch. Would you stop it? This should be a Raiju. What's up, Beastly? How are you? It turned off. What? What made the ghost sprint like that? I'm so confused. It's not an Obombo. No, that ghost sprinted at me. It sprinted. It did, like, not maybe at me. It sprinted for a very short amount of time. Very weird. It didn't see me when it sprinted, though. I don't think so. Did it? I'm almost certain that it didn't see me. Also, it shut the power off. It can't be a Jinn. Don't you dare. You son of a bitch. While you're a crawler. Unnecessary. I mean, possible mimic, maybe? Definitely not a Raiju. That little sprint that it did. Super weird, dude. She's playing tag. Maybe this is a mimic. Now she's just... Now she's just fast. This has to be a mimic. This has to be a mimic. What other ghost could possibly do this? For it to be normal speed like that, we've done nothing to it, and then all of a sudden, it's just fast. And then the other hunt, it almost sounded like it was hit by a Raiju. Yeah. I do have a camera, so I mean, I could run down there and try to get orbs. We could give that a try. And hopefully this ghost is not... hopefully this ghost doesn't turn into a nightmare of a ghost. It should be basement right. Did you do a pun on purpose? No. Negative. Hey, Battlestar, just joined the stream. How's it going? Going well, friend. How are you? And now it's not hunting. Not Obambo? No, because on a couple of the hunts, it's been doing normal speeds. It's been doing normal speeds. Oh, basically, I have zero thoughts on that. None. Yeah, I don't watch that at all. Ghosty. Normal speed again. Don't be crawling, don't be crawling, don't be crawling. She's bent backwards in half. Let's go. Oh, there was the other door. Shit. Orbs. Mimic. We run. We knew it was a mimic, but a nice little 100% guarantee. I'm not gonna cry about it. Bitch. Okay, we're out. Her back must hurt. Good. She deserves it. But we got a mimic. Let's go. This is a zero evidence run, friends. We should not be getting orbs. We should not have that on a zero evidence run. We leave. That's a Mimake. We take that and run. Getting mimics a lot? I have not. So mean to Pam. She's trying to kill me, Break.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Nice. Crucifix, some dollars. No objectives. We need to remedy that. Now, I did unlock the crucifix, which is absolutely worth it. 100%. So let us enable this loadout. Let's go to the crucifixes. Yeah, there we go. Do I want to bring a motion sensor? I mean, now I probably could. Yeah, I think I bought them. Bring one of those guys. Bring a photo camera. Yeah. Yeah. Jindy, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. Hello, friend. Apologize, my question was dumb. Wait, what question? I missed it. What happened? What happened was... does that glass door break line of sight for the ghost? Yes. Yes, it does. That's not a dumb question at all. It looks like the ghost should be able to see you. That is not dumb at all. The willow doors, the ghost has never, like, the ghost can't see through doors, and that even includes doors that have glass panes. For the ghost, it's just a door. Doesn't matter if it's glass or not, it can't see you. Should it be able to see you? Yes, but it can't. All right, let's take our crucifixes and go to Edgefield. Is that the same for Nels? Yes. What's up, Passion? It's not a bug. Nope, it's just the way that it works. Not a bug. I think it's just something that they haven't changed. That's all. It was never a bug. All right, it's waning. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anonymous! Thank you for gifting one of the 90s Nightmare shirts. You guys do !enter. All right. Insert doc scream here. Man. This is the second one I've gotten as of recent. Ay, caramba. All right. Crucifix out. Now we pray. I have a second one just in case. You got red on you. Shouldn't you be drinking water? What do you mean shouldn't I be drinking water? Am I crazy? Or does this ghost... Does it almost not sound normal? What I mean by that is the ghost should be like 15% faster. That almost sounds like it's a possible slow normal ghost. Maybe? Does that sound normal? Is it? Okay, I'm imagining things. I don't know, man. It seems kind of slow for a blood moon. Oh, it sounds normal, which it shouldn't. Right. Right. That's what it sounds like to me. I think this might be a twin. Or no Bambo. What's our time? 1:55. Okay. We still have some time to kill. Hopefully it waits a little bit before hunting again. Yeah, sub. I was just thinking the exact same thing. Yep. So if this is an Obambo, we should hear a speed shift at 3 minutes. Well, actually, it should be slow for the first minute and then fast. And then fast after that. I don't think this is Obambo. Because that hunt right there should have been fast ghost, not slow ghost. So I'd say probably not. How's the Obambo work? So the Obambo changes its speeds every 2 minutes. But the first minute, it first changes which one it is, fast or slow, after the first minute. I would like to hear the fast twin if it is a twin. Yeah, this one would be faster, I think, because of the blood moon. Yeah. Did you just hear a burn? No. I have both crucifixes at my feet. Nope. Why are you holding a crucifix when you have one beside you? Just so that I remember that I have one. There's no purpose. I'm not holding it because it's doing anything special. I have it in my hand just so that I know, hey, there's one there and there's one here. So twins don't take turns. It's random. You could possibly have twins where the ghost hunts as the fast twin 10 times in a row. It's completely random. CJ. Dude, thank you so much for the subs, man. CJ. Goddamn, dude. We'll see. It's there for comfort. There you go. Oh, shit. Twig, help. Twig, send help. I'll tell you this much. Dude, I think We might be getting duped. Maybe this is just a normal blood moon, but it doesn't sound like it. Twig, thank you for the raid, friend. How was your stream? How's Phasmer's been for you? Look at you with your chopsticks. Hey, we do what we can, okay? Hey. We do what we can. Twig and Twitch chat, we can't escape. Oh my god. Yep. I just prestiged, so I'm doing some no sanity, no evidence to try to earn some quick bucks to get around to having all tier 1 again. Yeah. Ready for the 21st? I think we all are, honestly. Oh, the Netflix game was great. Unhinged. Super cool to be able to use your phone like that. Wonderful. I could check the cheat sheet. This is very true. If you guys do ! enter, you could possibly win some F them shoes socks. Oh my god. Courtney, thank you. Welcome in, friends. If you're new here, my name is Flash. I am a Kinetic partner with Phasmophobia and Kinetic Games. We are eagerly, impatiently waiting for the 21st for a lot of fixes to happen. I think, I'm sure Twig has been just as vocal about it as I have. Hi, caramba. But welcome in, friends. Great to have you. And thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. Oh my god. Nuttin, Kansas. Mac. Jax. I think we just might be getting duped, friends. Hold on. Let me turn on the lights and check the speeds. I think we're being fooled. This ghost seems so normal. Wraith, it's going well, friend. 'Tis going well. Been trying to keep a balance and being positive. Yeah, I feel ya. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. All right, I'll turn on the blood moon. All right, blood moon is on. Let's just hear a normal ghost. That sounds faster, dude. That does not sound like what we have. Or maybe it does. If it's twins, this ghost sucks because it's not a Thay. I don't think it's a mimic. If it's twins, it is literally hunting as the slow twin every time. It's not a Moroi. That would make it either an Aswang or a Hantu. So here's the question. Where's my breaker? I don't think it's a Hantu because I'm not hearing speed changes. That would make it an Aswang. Let's just kick the breaker off. Just to be sure. What if all the speeds are what if like, oh shit. Such a hooker. It went upstairs. Shh. You're just supposed to suggest the breaker, yeah. Oh no, please don't ever come over here, a-hole. Yeah. Really thinking it's an Aswang. Is a high difficulty but not being able to find the ghost better than low difficulty but finding the ghost? Depends on what your goal is. Because what do you mean by better? Better for what? Yeah, so the Aswang, its hunt speed is a little bit slower. The goal is XP. If your goal is XP, you want to do the highest difficulty you possibly can as fast as you can. If that's your goal. Now, here's the issue with this, with an Aswang, with what I have. I don't have hiding spots. I can't do that test. Can't do it. Can Shades do singing ghost events? We don't think so. I don't think that's ever been confirmed by Kinetic, but I don't think I've seen anybody prove it wrong. Lou. How's it going, friend? Ghosty's still the same speed. Hasn't changed. It's just good to check. Whatever. Not a Hantu. No stank breath. What is the test for the Aswang? The test for the Aswang is to... Oh, please. The test for the Aswang is to either A, go into a hiding spot and then let the ghost know where you are. If it gets to the hiding spot, an official hiding spot, and then it just stops hunting, that's a good sign of it. Or the line of sight increase speed is twice as fast. But I have no way to protect myself outside of a couple of sticks. So, yeah, we're not going to go for that test for sure. I also don't have a parabolic microphone or any of that. Let's just take the ghost and get out. But that should give us a 10% bonus if we're correct. Yeah. I say no shades can't and tell anyone who disagrees to me by the flagpole. We can square up. I just haven't seen any clips to prove us wrong. That's the biggest thing about it. Yeah. Aswang. Yep. A tripod, sound sensor, couple more bucks, 2,300. I like it. Now we can add a couple more things. We can add the parabolic, salt to check for a wraith, sound recorder. I don't know if I'm sweating that too much. Tripod, we don't care right now. Sound sensors, and we can worry about it later. It's fine. Aswangs also don't check doors. What? What do you mean they don't check doors? What you talking about, Willis? All right. That works for me. Amen. Put 2 salt in there. We've got motion sensor, a parabolic. Yeah, that looks good. I dig it. What do you mean that they don't check doors? Do they in mythology not? Oh, I have no idea. I don't know the mythology behind these ghosts. Not these new ones, especially. It's one of the things. Check the journal. Like, check this journal. They prefer chasing over searching. So what you're saying is you take this and you're saying that they don't do checks behind doors. I think that that's not what that means. I could be wrong here. I don't think that's what that means. Because your evil cat peed on your bed? Oh, thank you for sharing. I'm going to say that's a reach. I don't think I've heard anything about that, about ghosts with doors. Because it's saying they prefer chasing over searching. What does this have to do with doors? I remember you using that the first time you got an Aswang. The first time I got an Aswang, I was in a hiding spot when we test the ghost. I didn't go behind a door. All ghosts do checks behind doors automatically. Yeah, this has nothing to do with a door. I'm a little confused by that. But anyway. Any Hoosiers. All right, let's go to Ridgeview. Keep earning the bucks. Maybe they're thinking closet doors? Maybe? I'm so ready for the ghost to stop doing your abilities. Me too. Me too. I am also sick of Urays and also their abilities and everything that they're about. Gregory. All right. Well, we got a crucifix. We have some salt. We have an EMF. Photo camera. Photo of a ghost. 2 sounds. Well, that's unfortunate. I do have the photo camera, though, so I could possibly try to get that. I could bring that in there with that, and then maybe bring another good bit. What update are you mostly excited for? I'm excited to have both of the quality of life updates, because like what some people have been saying in my comment section of some of my videos, which they're 100% right, the quality of life update comes with it a lot of things that are not really quality of life. They're just bugs that need fixed. I don't know if those could be classified as quality of life updates. But they are including a lot of quality of life. So I mean, like technically they're improving the quality of life, but the quality of life is at the state that it is because of what they did. Does that make sense? So I'm ready for them to fix all the shit is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah. In Maple, it didn't follow you after you're hearing your radio. It turned away from the closed window door. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's go. That'll cover us there. More confused. I am also more confused now. Now, I have a tier 1 camera. The nice part is this is not an electronic until I take a photo. Map is my least favorite. High school. Sucks. What's up, Acid? Was on the YouTubes watching. Swap to the Twitch. Well, welcome over, friend. Oh, soda's coming back. No, 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 no. Well, 4 ghosties down. He said, that's a yikes. You better F off, homie. Leave me alone, you bully. It almost bit your tootsies off. It tried. I'm not touching it. I know better. No, no pianer. Nope. Why not a Cormos? They can't do the airball event. Who the hell was that? All right, Ghosty is there. Let's go. Let's go. Boner jam acquired. Now, if it eats this one, I'm in deep dung beetles. Okay. Do you think they're going to add a male-only ghost? I kind of hope so. I don't know what ghosts, like, by their history, are meant to be male-only. So I'd be a little curious about that. Damn, dude. Every time. I'm waiting for it to go down that way, and then when it's making its way back this way, and I give it a gander. You think they would ever add another evidence? They don't have to. If they're only going to add one more ghost, they really don't have to. There's no need for another piece of evidence. There's some ghosts that can't be certain ghost skins. Yeah, I know what you mean. So what that other person was saying about the Oswald in the door is if hiding in the closet, would the Oswald never try to open the closet since it doesn't search? That I don't know. I think what they're talking about was not the test that we were doing at Camp Woodwind, but the test we were doing at Tanglewood, where I was trying to figure out if the ghost would try, or was that with the Cormos? Maybe that's with the Cormos. I'm trying to remember which one it was with now. Where we were trying to get it to open the doors. Google said Incubus is only male, the band. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, Ray. But I see what you mean. Good. Come down the stairs. The hunt's gonna end. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, weird. Shock. It happened. Well, weird. You have done nothing to prove what you are. Oh, shit. I gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. I don't have the camera and you're behind the door. I hate you. They should at least have a max of 50 ghost types. Please do tell me what other game similar to this one has 50 ghost types. That would be awful. Good band, great band, great band. Base Monte. Was that Polty material? What the hell was that? Why'd you just like throw 100 things? What? Red Hot Chili Peppers also great. Agreed. 100%. 100%. $50 is an old. No. There was somebody on the YouTube chat that had said they should at least have 50 ghost types in this game. Which is just crazy talk. Having 50 would be awesome. No, it wouldn't. Trying to deduct 50 ghost types? That would be terrible. Would I live in Grafton for $1 million? I'd live in there for like 20. Yeah, man. 20 bucks is 20 bucks. Those felt like Polty throws. I don't have smudges. I can't. I'm trying to be somewhat safe. Yeah, that's an even better question. Like, what game has 50 playable characters? Got orbs? I don't think so. I mean, it definitely is not acting like a mimic. That's for sure. Hey, Death Viper. We're doing some no sanity, no evidence to try to get some, quick money so we can earn all the tier 1 stuff. Bro, you played Phasmo original version? What would you call original version, bruh? Like, Ghosty is here. Ghosty's hanging out, having a good old time. But it's not messing with any equipment when the light's on. I mean, any items. You know what I mean? Might as well start combining ghost types. Oh, Bamkey. Marani. Diogen. Choco Bro, thank you for the biddies. Is that real places? Probably not. Adding The danger of adding real places is that if you get permission to, and then you have a fall off with them, then it's quite possible there's an issue with legally with the map. You buy Phasmophobia for Steam. Yep, I did buy Phasmophobia for Steam, bruh. Stop hunting right now. All right, I have no idea what this is. I have no clue. Do you miss the OG characters in Phas? I don't miss the characters. I just missed that it was more. I missed the simpler times where there wasn't all these problems. That's what I miss. Dude, I'm kind of feeling like not a Pulte at this point. Time to Dead by Daylight. They lost the Halloween agreement, which took out the... And I mean, they've got so many collaborations. DBD has tons. And so, I mean, obviously the... You suck. So the odds of having something fall off, I guess, I don't know if it... I guess it kind of goes up. About to guess what this ghost is and get out of here. Hi, Karumba. Are Moroi smudged longer? Yes. Yes, they are. What's up, Mr. Song? No, not a Jen. I just heard it on another floor. Can this be a shade? Technically, yeah. I mean, it's not hunting. What's up, ORM? If it eats the Cruci, we're probably going to just dip and try to see, just guess basically what the ghost is. Didn't it hunt in the same room as you in the very beginning? I don't know if I was close enough for it to be the same room. Oh, the door is open. Oh my god. Yeah, it definitely is moving rooms, which would get rid of Goryo, which is nice. They only lost the Halloween license because Halloween is a new game coming out. They only lost the map. The Laurie Strode and Michael are still in the game. It's just, it's interesting that they would take that license away from the game, though. Yeah, I don't know the logistics. How many mods do I have? A few couple. I say we guess. I don't have enough stuff to be testing the ghost. Yeah, a few couple. That's not, I mean, it sounds about right, right? Yeah. A couple plenty? Yeah. Yeah. All right. What does this even feel like, honestly? We know that it's a normal speed ghost. It's been normal the entire time. So it's probably not going to be... I think blink-wise it looked normal, I think. It's not a haunt. I mean, we're just, yeah. Spirit could be, you know, Spirit's a good shout. Let's go Spirit. Could be a shade, maybe. I like it. It's been kind of a butthole. I like the idea of going for Spirit. Let's see. What quality of life adds a new ghost? Maybe the first one? Oh, Onryo. What a turd, dude. I can't even check for that. CJ, thank you for the subs, man. Thank you again, dude. Gosh dang it. Redemption run. All right, to Ridgeview. Redemption. Stupid ghost. Look, I can't test for that. There's nothing I can do. Need to head to bed. The migraine's taking everything out of me. I hope that you feel better, Relentless. Get some sleeps. Go sit in the dark with a rag on your head. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. Such a noob. Your face is a noob. You've had Faz for like a year and you've never had a spirit. Really? Very interesting. Ice pack. I don't usually do ice packs because they're like rough. What I do is I just wet a rag in really cold water and I drain it a little bit and then I just like cover most of my face. Yeah. If it gets to me really bad. Yeah. Am I bald from like here to like here at least? Yeah. What do you mean? No, I can't test for an Onryo because I don't have the tools to test for an Onryo. That's what I mean. Yeah. Onryo, you can still test for an Onryo. I haven't unlocked the things I need to test it. Yeah. Ray, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Ever play with viewers? Yep. I usually do it once a month. This month we did Mecha Chameleon community games. I'm really hoping that next month will be, after all the fixes happen, it'll be in a much more playable state for multiplayer. So if we reach the monthly goal, then we'll add another community day. That's usually what we do. Yeah. Don't put ice packs in the freezer. Keep them in the fridge. They're still cold, but not as rough. There you go. I also have like one of those, someone bought me one of those masks that you put over your like entire head, but I don't like the compression. The compression is too much for me. When I have a migraine, I want zero pressure, so I can't do it. Yeah. Goth, welcome in. How are you? Holly Dixon, photo camera, video, and a photo of the EMF. So let's get a flashlight just in case it does the things and the stuff. We'll leave it on at the front door. Zero pressure in the head when I have a migraine. Absolutely. Same. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A pressed potato. Thank you for the super chat, man. Downloaded Faz yesterday. The guides have been helpful. Unfortunately, I still can't find the daggum ghost room on Tanglewood, but I'm hopeful. Honestly, your best bet, if you're having trouble finding the ghost room, get into the map, turn the power on, walk back outside, give it a minute, let the house warm up a bit, then go inside, turn the lights on in the rooms that you're checking, and check the temps. The temps for the ghost room will typically be below like 9 or 10 degrees. It will be below that. The house should be pretty warm everywhere else. And also use motion sensors, so that'll help you too. All right, we'll leave that there. We'll take our crucies and run. Uh-oh. Give. This is Ridgeview. There we go. I just need to sleep when I get a migraine. Same here. It's just a matter of falling asleep. I've had some pretty awful ones in the past where I can't sleep. I just have to pace around the room and hopefully find somewhere where I don't have any pain. Yeah. Luckily, they've gotten a lot better. A lot better. Has a similar layout to your real life house. Oh, God. If I wait a minute outside, I can't get demon sleep. Ma'am, you are ruining my plans. She didn't even go to the kitchen. Hey, Shy. No, you're good. I can't do anything whenever I get one. Same here, CJ. Same. I don't... F you. Did you already shut the power off? Wow, dude. Alright. Drive juice up here. F it. Be dangerous, but whatever. Confirmed it's dangerous. Confirmed. gotta do what we gotta do. You know what? Gets the job done in a pinch. Did you just do the Yuri ability? Oh, hey, how are you? It may have just done the Yuri ability. Maybe. The one that all the ghosts can do? Oh shit, you're right. Never mind. Play the piano. You play the piano. I do not know. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We're gonna stay over here. F this. Far enough away. Wife and I had a blood moon the other night. We got disconnected as soon as we left the van. Oh no. Ads starting soon. I'm trying to hurry up. We run. Hello? Hunts really often. It is hunting often, that's for sure. It doesn't feel like it's stalking. The speed is very normal. Stream every day? No. Typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Sunday at 1. Yeah. The games have been good, Delta. Do you dream every day? I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Hard to say. If you don't remember what you possibly dreamed, there's a reason for that. It's because you might have had a dream so early in the night that you literally forgot about it. So, depends. All right, Ghost D. Another normie, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try this. Don't dream about going to the bathroom. It's a trap. All right, so not a shade. Okay. What's up, SJ? How are you? Shade is off the table because it hunted with me in the room with it. Check for orbs, not worth it. Really, at this point, it doesn't feel worth it. Buzz. The ghost has been hunting normal speed the entire time. The entire time. Oh shit. I should probably have this out. Probably not a demon. Very unlikely. We have ads in like a minute. Honestly, at this point, this is another one that's being a pain in the ass. I think because of the ads, we guess and go, and then we'll come back. Good night, devil. I think that's what we do. Could be an Oni. I thought that I saw the blinks and they looked pretty normal to me. Yeah, I want to get out of there before the ads happen. Oh, let's see. Probably not, but for the memes, we'll go Goryo again. Let's try. Once we get back to the lobby, I'll run ads, and then after the ads are done, we'll go back inside. They really don't want you prestiging. They just don't want me leveling through another Onryo I can't test for. What the fuck? All right. Ads are happening right now, friends. 3 minutes and we'll be back. God damn it. This game is stupid. This game is dumb. Who thought of this? Gosh dang it. Better luck next time. That's okay. Panda, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? Hi, Karumba. Will I one day check out the repo update? Probably. I'd say the odds are high. Yeah. Repo is a fun game, man. What's up, Panda? How are you? Rah, welcome in. Yeah, I prestiged. Yeah, I'm level 11. Yeah. The custom is a 10-12 multiplier. Yeah, player settings, ghost settings, contract. There you go. Faz just likes to keep you humble. It just likes to let you know, listen, you can have good days and bad days. We can have good days where you figure out every one of them easy peasy, and other days where I just give you the most normal ghost ever in history. It's unfortunate that ad blockers don't work on Twitch. Why? Why is that unfortunate? You're going to buy the firelights ASAP. Probably at this point. I think the odds are high that I'm obviously going to need it. Had really good days with no evidence and very poor days. Yeah, that happens to me too. And I think it makes those days where you're getting all the unique ghosts back to back really nice. New to Faz, any tips on not being scared solo? Do what I'm doing in the sense of not adding anything and then go into the map and let the ghost hunt you on purpose. Purposefully go in, figure out where the ghost is, use the curse object, make it hunt you. Desensitize a little bit. What's my favorite? No, I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't really follow metal bands that much. There's an ad blocker that works for Twitch. It's called Twitch Turbo. Ayo. There you go. Amen. Should I do the challenge mode to level up faster? I would recommend the challenge mode to everybody because again, it doesn't cost you anything and then you can earn 5K from it. I would try it if it were me. Obviously I do every week. Yeah. Any sore throat remedies outside of like honey or salt water? I don't know. How do you get that card? By prestiging. Had a day where I had a male ghost for all 8 or 9 of my runs. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's different every time. Pineapple pool juice. What the hell? Gargling warm salt water is a trick for sure. Yeah. Tips to identify the ghost in no evidence runs. Get really good at nightmare runs and then use that same thought process and do it in no evidence, because all you're doing is, rather than having a select few from nightmare, you're looking at all of them. So start knocking them off one by one. Yeah, French toast. What's up, dude? Ba-da-da-da. Hydrogen peroxide works too, but burns like hell. Oof. Eek. Eek. All right, ads are done. Welcome back. All right, Let us go forward. Come on, game. Give us unique ghosts. All right. Ridgeview. How the game's going? They're fine. I keep getting very normal ghosts. Which happens. It seems to happen frequently. I mean, to be fair to the game, there's a lot of ghosts that have normal hunting speeds. I'm just not getting lucky and getting any unique ones. Aaron, thank you for the 1 month Prime, friend. Had the same thing in your runs. Yeah. Watch, I'm going to guess Onryo and it's going to be a Goryo. I swear to God. I swear to God. You got 0 XP, right? Is it still better for XP farming than playing at lower difficulty with more evidence? Well, again, I'll repeat what I said earlier. If you're looking to get XP as fast as you possibly can, doing the highest possible difficulty you can as fast as you possibly can. So APOC 3 is not a very fast run. So you're not going to make a lot at a certain amount of time because of how long it takes you to do the run. So doing things like this where you can figure out the ghost quickly and get out, that's what I would do if you're trying to just farm XP. But I would only do that if you really are experienced in the game, because if you are not experienced, I would suggest working your way up the difficulties to learn how to play. Yeah. Okay. Let's do flashlight, crucifix, and escape, crucifix, and 3 pictures. Let's see. What I have for dinner? Pizza. Can you get Dios when you prestige? Yeah. Yeah. Once you're prestige 1, that whole Dio level thing doesn't matter anymore. All right, crucifix. To the fridge. I'm not serving you until you put pants on. Good Lord. Yeah, he can be sad. He has no pants on and he's in the kitchen. That crotchal region was like a foot from that plate. Normal again. Jen, don't kill me. Don't kill me. What are my objectives? Prevent the ghost. Where did it start hunting? Did it start hunting in the kitchen, by the way? Naked community. All right, let's put this one here. And there. Let's try that. Maybe we'll get lucky. Do you wear your brown pants for that? Beige. You've never been at the fridge without pants at 2 a.m.? Yeah, but he's not at the fridge. Homie was at the countertop like he's waiting for a meal. What the shit? Advice for dealing with a mimic in Camp Woodwind map. I play that map. Any advice? With a mimic? Stay safe. It could change into any ghost, so just always have a way out. He was at the dessert bar. Listen, I'm not interested. He can take his burnt cakes and get out of here. All right. I could try this instead because he hunted from over here. Yeah, let's try. Might get lucky. If you had just served them, they wouldn't hunt. I think it's a lie. He was serving hors d'oeuvres. I don't think he was serving nothing. Eat the crucifix, please. If he doesn't hear, we'll probably just leave. I'm not going to sit here and keep waiting for it. Maybe he wants that pizza. I mean, he can have a slice. Ghosty, you just want some pizza? I'll serve it to you. He said, go on. Come on, eat it. How many slices? 2? Yeah, there we go. Thanks, friend. Taking my burnt sticks and I'm out of here. I'd give him 2. I wouldn't be too selfish, you know? All right, you better be a djinn or else. Did I check the Power World? No, because I haven't played Power World, so no. Come on, Jennifer. Let's go. What's on the shelf in the background? A lot of stuff. A djinn.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
Lovely. Firelight, igniter. Now we're talking. What level do I need for the smooge? I've unlocked the smooge. Oh my God. They asked what kind. Hi, Fishy Buds. Now we can do these a little bit safer. Because now what we can do, I can also do, if I want to do all, I could, but it's not necessary. Not right now. We'll do 2 igniters. We'll do all of our incense. All right. Yeah, that should be good. How did we know that it was a djinn? We knew that it was a djinn because whenever it got line of sight of me, it sprinted. It sprinted at me, even though it was a normal speed ghost whenever it didn't have line of sight. Don't waste money if not necessary, especially right now. Yeah. All right. We got some incenses. Lost goal. Oh, firelights. Yeah. All right. Let's go to... Let's go back. Let's go to Willer's. And then once I do like 1 or 2 successful runs of these, then I might switch it up and do like just a normal investigation. But as you can see, it's just, you know, obviously you might get the short end of the stick and you might get ghosties that are all normal speed. But when you get them, you can get some really fast money. Is your money reset after you prestige? Yep. Yep. All right. Sarah Holland, capture a photo, witness a ghost event, and cleanse the ghosty. Well, now we can cleanse it. Now we can. All right, got a smudge. We've got this. I'm going to bring in, I might even bring in the flashlight just in case. Or you know what? We're bringing the photo camera. Let's try this. Let's try. What level do you have to be to prestige 100? Uh-oh. It's next to me. It's either in with me or next door. You think it did it? Should I just go for it? Should I say Ure? You know what? Wait, we're at the front door. I'm going to wait right here. I'm going to wait right here. Ha, I got that photo too. Nailed it. Let's see. If she shuts the front door, I will mark Ure and leave. But we have an issue right now where every ghost, technically, you son of a bitch, has the ability to do the Ure ability. Now, when it says has the ability to do the Ure ability, do they also mean on the front door? Do perfect games? No, thank you. With Ure, look at your sanity. Well, that's going to be a problem for me. Gonna play zero sanity, no evidence. See you later. Have a good one, dude. We might just have another normie. Let's get more stuff and then maybe give me 2 smudges. Give me salt. Hello, Ghosty. No, we don't know if it's a Ure. That's the problem. If the ghost turns off the power about the outdoor lights, I think that's just I don't know. I feel like they should also go off, but they don't go off. All right, let's bring another crucifix, another smudge. Actually, we're gonna bring a firelight instead. All right, what else did I want to bring? Flashlight. Let's go. Now, it did kick the power off, which is a prob, Bob. That in there. Throw that in there. Throw that in there. That in there. Pick up our matches. Probably going to do this. We're gonna go for it and see what happens. It just tried to shut the door, but couldn't because of items. Because if it's not a Ure, I'm very curious to see what this ghost is that just tried to shut the front door. Interesting.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
It used its ability 3 times. $12 more subs till soda time. Not necessarily. That would be a wheel spin, and it could not be a soda. You don't know. I haven't seen any non-Ures interact with the front door. Okay. I also have not seen that, so I don't know for sure either. Groovy. All right, let's go back. You know what? Let's go to Edgefield and try that again. Shall we? We are at level 17, so we're doing good.
All right, we're here.
We're doing good.
And prepare accordingly
Russell
for starting
Tom.
the investigation.
Witness a ghost event, 3 photos, and then crucifix.
Reports of light
No,
activity.
Krusty, you did not.
Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
Okay, let's do this. Let's get crucifix, crucifix, and double smudge. That's how we're gonna run in here. Yep, I'm on level 17. I'm a complete noob. I know. All right. So now we have smudgies. When I see that front door shut, we listen. Every time it goes to touch the front door for me, it's been a Ure. Same for me. So was it an actual tell for the Ure? Oh, the shutting the front door? Yeah. Other ghosts are not supposed to be able to do that. Dude, every ghost. Normal. Every single one. It's one of them days, man. It happens. Give me the EMF. Give me a flashlight. Give me some salt. F these ghosts. There we go. Turn that on. Now the electronics are on. I'm going to go grab another crucifix just in case. All right, let's get back in there. Let's try this. Black Knight, hello. Welcome in. Touched a window. Oh, you son of a bitch. It ate my other crucie. What an a-hole. Can a crucie burn midair? Yep. It certainly can. It's happened to me before. The difficulty I'm playing right now is a 10-12 multiplier. It's no sanity, no evidence. I'm gonna do a yokai test and a smudge test. Was that right there? Hey, Ducky. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Jin? I think it's a Jin. I think it's a Jin. Now, what happened sound-wise? It sprinted, and then when it got within 3 meters of me, it stopped sprinting. I'm pretty sure that's what we just heard. I am almost certain of it. Yeah, I think it's another Jin. Could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard.
Welcome back.
That is what we heard.
Job's ready for you.
I thought so. Look at that. Tier 2 flashlight, Tier 2 EMF, and Tier 2 UV. Nice. Loverly. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade those while we're at it, shall we? Goodbye, money. I love you. What up, Shrimp? I'm doing good. How are you? All right, let's do our first nightmare of the prestige. Our first nightmare of this prestige, we're gonna do it at Camp Woodwind. Oh, whoops, I didn't actually change them to this. There we go. All right, I need tripod, sound sensor. We'll just do one. Sound recorder, sanity meds. We have salt. Headgear's useless until I get tier 2. Do an extra video camera, and that should be good. Although, you know what? Another dot could be good because it's a dot pen. That'd probably be a good way to go too. Yeah. There we go. All right. First nightmare of the prestige. Let's go. Let's go. Cares, thank you for the 6-month prime. Welcome back. Was able to catch the rest of the stream. What's up, Justin? Welcome back, dude.
New intel. Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
All right, let's go. Jessica Garcia, capture video of the ghost, capture 3 unique photos, parabolic microphone, 11,738. Well, damn it. It's snowing. At first, I thought I saw a brighter thing of snow over here. I was like, oh, is that possibly orbs? Oh, boy. Okay. Well, damn it. I can still check, I guess. Let's do it this way. A lot of cases for level 18. You know, I'm a slow grower, if you will. Dietary, think of the 7 months. Why do people always bring up twins? Why do they bring up twins for what? Hey, we got hiding. Been trying to figure out forever what the sub sound is from. What is Jeffrey? What do you think it says? You think it's saying Jeffrey's Bay is all? No, it's Jeffrey Bezos. It's that's kind of funny. It's from Bo Burnham. The Inside album. When in Rome. Shit balls. It's over here. I think it might be that lane right there. Jam it. CS, have a good one. Give me this. Give me this. Let's do... Not. Actually, let's take some sanity first. There we go. Now, was that there or there? The barrels are here. On the activity, I saw twin curve, but it wasn't twins. Did they update it? It's never a guaranteed twins. They updated the back end of the EMF chart years ago, which in turn made it way more difficult to detect twins from the chart. It's been that way for a long time. What is a twin curve? A twin curve is a very obvious bend in the EMF that lets you know that it's twins. It's a lot harder to see now just because of the way that they changed how you see EMF. You can still detect EMF 5 really easily, though. I'm not 100% that it's there. Snowing, this is going to make it really rough. It hasn't done anything. Trying to think how the hell I want to do this with what I got. On the activity list, if you see a slight curve change in line, it's possibly twins, I heard. Yeah, but again, they changed years ago. Years ago that changed. Like, I don't know if somebody told you that recently. Give me this. Give me this. I think I heard this tent. Or maybe I'm losing my shit. Okay, definitely heard that one. Holy phalanges, Batman. Here we go, UV. Now, is it in there? 'Tis the real question. I do not know. Mark, thank you for the biddies. Head to bed. Good sir. Happy hunting and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you, Mark. Have a good sleep. I appreciate you. I'd say more than likely. Okay, let's go see. I'm going to grab the thermo and see if it's in the tent. It might be. You know what? We should probably grab a smudge. Just in case. Give me this. I'm Eastern. Yep. I'm from Maryland. Or maybe it's not. Son of a bitch. Damn it. I think it is still here. I saw on a video that on the activity chart, it bended at the bottom and you picked twins and you were right. Was it a video from me? Sorry, I'm nervous. What the hell? My vision went entirely black. Like if you're looking at the wrong spot, look. Was he responding to my last question? He was. You said you saw a video about the curve. I was asking, was it a video of mine? It's got to be here. Okay, now we're getting some chuckery, which is nice. It's about damn time. Bada, bada. Let's light the fire. There we go. Ghost, what are you hiding from me? It's going to be freezing or something stupid. Oh, it's so very close. Or was. Past tense. Used to be. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to figure out, Sissy. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what video they saw. Yes. What? The hell? Dude, I'm about to make you hunt. What was the name of the video? What's up, Vanessa? Welcome back. I missed the non-nerf tier 1 thermo. Same here. Agreed upon, friend. Agreed upon. This ghost isn't doing much, and UV is all we got. Where'd it go? No. EMF. Holy yeet. Jesus. Love how it's pulling. It's very, very delayed responses. Maybe? Spirit, ultraviolet writing. Huh. Okay. Oh, I have room for another. Give me this. Hey, verifier. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Probably not. Could be, though. Are we going perfect games? Nah. Nah, no perfects. Not tonight. I ain't stressing it. Well, hello. Hey, if you're this, can you do this? Thanks. Well, again, local, what was the name of the video? I'm trying to make it easy for you, friend. Yeah, tier 1 spirit box can be a little rough. It certainly can. About to make this happen. I'm about to do the things. I can't play the guitar from this side. Hey, that's me. You do, yeah, you seem like you're throwing a lot, lady. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm a little more convinced now than I was before. Holy. Good grief, dude. Get out of here. Hey, Nader Tot. Stream's going well, friend. How are you? Yeah, you better turn around. Hard ass. Sold. Do they have plans on fixing the spot? I hope so. That'd be lovely if they fix that spot. But it's a spot you can die in, so they're okay with it right now. What ifs? Game on. I ain't gonna cry over spilled hiding spot. I'm just gonna use it. Thoughts on way of new game sound? No idea. I would go to the official Faz server if you're having sound issues. I have no idea.
I've prepared some jobs for you.
Poultry. Just as we expected. Was there ever a response, by the way? Did I miss it? No, there was not. Okay, great talk. They were asking about twins, and they were asking about like curve, and then they were saying that there was a video from me, maybe, I think, I'm not even 100% sure, and then that was it. And that was it. Oh, there we go. The video was named Knowing Twins from the activity board. It was from 3 years ago. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the video is 3 years old. So that would definitely explain why that's not the same. Yeah. I just want to know if it's twins on the board, is it a lot more often to curve than other ghost curve? Again, it makes it way harder to recognize what the twin curve is because they changed the back end of the EMF and the way you see it on the board. So there's a lot more misconception, or there's a lot more people misunderstanding what they see on the board as they think it's a twin curve when it's just the ghost interacting with things. Because now that the ghosts are able to levitate items before they throw them, before they do other things, it messes with the EMF on the board. Yeah. But if there's anything in this game that you find a video of that's 3 years old, I would probably verify it with a little bit newer information. Yeah. Don't the twins each have a different speed? They do. Yeah, one's fast and one is slow. Correctamondos. Wow, Flash. Distributing incorrect information. Damn you. Damn me from 3 years ago. Makes me sick. How could I? The shame. The shame. It is midnight. I think it might be time for me to turn into a pumpkin, friends. I think it might be time. Look, we did good. We got to level 19. We will definitely try to schmoove our way through the prestige because I need to. I need to get back to the levels. So I have 10 days basically to move through the prestige. I have 10 days when the update comes, and I want to be at the. Oh, it might even be less because if I do somehow get early access to get to what 80. Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess I don't even need to be full. I just need to get most of the equipment back, right? Because I don't even need like night vision. I just need most of the tier 3s. Like the firelight would be nice. 75. What's the highest I need? Incense. I don't care. That's tier 3. Headgear. Don't care. Crucifix. Yes, that'd be nice. Not necessary. If I don't get this, that's fine. The highest level that I need to get all the items that I would want, I think would be 75. I can deal without having a tier 3 cruci. It'd be nice to have, but it's fine. So 75 we need to get to. 80 will be nice because then we'll have unlocked basically everything. Yeah. Ice Queen, have a good one. So stream tomorrow? Can I be honest and say maybe? my wife, Mrs. Flash and the Littles might be going to see a movie tomorrow. And if that's the case, just saying, I might stream again. I don't know. This might happen. Possible. What are you playing today? We started the day by playing that new Netflix horror game called Unhinged, and then we moved to some Phasmo so I could prestige. Toy Story 5? No. We've already seen that. No, they're going to go see they're going to go see Moana. Yeah, I think that's going to be the middle of the day. I think. So if they do that, I might have an early stream tomorrow. Yeah, the new Moana movie. Yeah, I'm interested to see it, but I wasn't like, oh, I need to go to the movies and see it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Good night, CJ. Thank you again for everything, friend. My son is still in his Minions phase, so we're seeing that tomorrow. Why don't you go see it? I'll go see it another time. It's okay. No, it's because it's not like my wife and just the children. It's my wife, a friend of hers, like that, like, do you know what I mean? So I would be like the fifth or sixth wheel if I will, if I may, if I must. Yeah. Have a guy's day. Well, you know, although the boys are going to go see the movie because they want to eat popcorn. That's all they want. All right. Let's end it over on the Keeks and the Tubes, and then we're going to go find someone to raid here shortly, friends. If you want to come raid with us, please feel free over on the Twitch, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you for all the super chats today. Thank you for everything. Appreciate you. The spare tire on the back of the truck. Right. You don't drive that on the highway. You know what I mean? I don't think I know what that means. Kind of like a play date. Yeah, kind of, sort of, a little bit, kind of, sort of. Yeah, it is. Yeah, movie popcorn is so good. I used to make movie popcorn at the house all the time. It's pretty damn good. Oh man, we're almost halfway. We're already almost halfway to the monthly goal. It is the 11th. Good night, Beasley. Appreciate you. All right. Move that. Move that. All right. Let's go see where we're headed. Good night, Lack. If you guys are not in my server already, I do have a Discord. In the Discord, I know where I'm going, by the way. The Discord, you can stay up to date on everything. So, A, you can go in there and hang out with the community whenever we're not live. B, you can see the schedule channel that I have in there for whenever we change anything. If it's a different kind of day, if I'm adding streams, sometimes I won't add them. If it's a last minute ad, I'm not putting it on the calendar. But if it's something that's planned ahead of time, I will add it to the calendar. So that you can check out all the other socials, all the things. But let's go raid. Let's go raid. We have a friend who is doing a celebration, so we're going to go say hello. Killer. Thank you, Break. Appreciate you. Break, I saw the DMs, by the way, with the group. I did seize it. Oh, I need to check my email, speaking of that. Because I might have gotten a similar email. Yep, I certainly did. Yeah, so I did as well, Break. Interesting. I might have to email them back and be like, so it's like, we have extra can fight them. No. What I could do, maybe I could ask them, be like, hey, can I give a couple of these keys away? We're talking about a game that we got keys for. Yeah, I need to read that and see if we're allowed to like play that early or not, or like when I can play that. Oh, the creator period starts today. While in this, okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm not reading anything I shouldn't read out loud. Can play the game and create content freely as if the game were live. Oh, might have to be doing it early without somebody. When's he get home? I don't think he's home till Monday. We might have to. Yeah, we might have to. Does this have to do with naders perchance? Maybe. Maybe it's a different type of nader. Grizzly? Maybe. Just maybe there's a chance that we might be playing a nader if friends are available. We might be playing a nader game today, technically today, because it's after midnight. A new nader game that does not release until the 16th. I'm pretty sure I can publicly say this. Yeah, I think so. So there's a possibility you might be playing some funnel runners later today. I'm excited for it. If you guys haven't seen funnel runners yet, let me pull it up on Steam real quick. If you ain't seen it yet, it looks fun. It looks good. Let me pause the music. Let me pause this. Pull that up there. Pull the music up to about there. Yeah, let's try that. So, funnel runners, if you guys haven't seen it yet. You can't see it, but in the top right corner, it tells you what level threat the tornado is and how far away it is. Flashlight, there's like a granola bar. If I understand it correctly, your goal is to fix the vehicle so you can get the hell out of there. Defibs? Developers of Fast? No, not developers of Fast. No. If it looks like this, the tornadoes look crazy. They look awesome. No, this is by Supernova Studios. So, oh wait, is there another video?
Breaking news.
This was the release date trailer.
Doppler radar is tracking an extremely dangerous tornado heading towards city limits.
Two naders.
Evacuation orders are in place for the surrounding area.
I love how chaotic it looks. Added to the wish list, hell yeah. Yeah. It looks chaotic in such a great way. Trapped in a doomed city, you and up to 7 friends, up to 7 people, must scavenge parts, fix your van, and escape the brutal tornado that approaches. A first-person co-op survival game with escalating disasters and total environmental destruction. This is going to be the cool part. If we can actually see houses getting destroyed, vehicles getting lifted and tossed and just absolutely obliterated. Oh yeah, bud. Oh yeah. So it releases publicly on the 16th, but there's a possibility that I might be playing it today. If not today, maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Or maybe both. Double your pleasure, double the fun. Maybe. Okay. Sorry, the trailer took a mind of its own. We're fine. Both is good. We will see. All right. Thank you guys for an awesome day. Thank you, friends, so stinking much. I appreciate you. Let's get out of here. Let me get you some raid messages. If you're a follower, the first one is yours. If you're a sub, the second is yours. Creepy tier 3s. That is for them. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for all the subs today. Thank you guys so much for all the biddies, all the blurps per the usual. Whether they're accepted at the time that they're played or not. Thank you. I appreciate it. Still fine. It's fine, I guess. I mean, I created this. It's fine. So, we're going to go raid our friend, Miss Tight Pants. She's doing a 12-hour, 5-year streamiversary. She's at the tail end. She's got like 3 hours, a little under 3 hours left. So we can be there for the last part of it. I'm a victim of my own creations. I've made some pretty decent blurps that get played on my own channel against me. Yeah. Morky Mork, why are you need to get sleeps? What do you mean have good sleeps? You go get good sleeps. Are you past that point? There's no return. It might be past that point. Yoni, thank you for the follow, by the way. All right. Let us get out of here. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. I love your faces. MS sleeps. Sometimes. I'm going to get out of here and probably eat more food when I probably shouldn't. But either way, thank you guys so much. I will see you possibly later today. If I don't see you later today for some naders and whatnots with the peeps, if we can work that out somehow, in some way, shape, or form. If not, I'll see you Sunday for it. Bye.